Oh my God, 28.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Hey y'all, we back. We here. You with us? Can you believe it? It's 49. Episode 49. Like we've been doing this. We podcasters or whatever.
Oh man, 49 episodes.
50 will be very official.
That's what's up. Now I'm mad I wasn't the 50th episode.
Well,
Okay, so here's the thing.
Technically,
You were intended
going
to be the 50th episode.
Okay.
That was why we scheduled you for today. But because
Right.
the episode we recorded prior to this one is technically a Patreon episode,
It's 49.
we can't call it episode 49.
Okay.
So this
All
has
right.
to be episode 49.
All right. So we're gonna say that this is 49 and 50.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because I like to be the commemorative one. You know what I'm
You
saying?
were actually the intended
still
commemorative.
are.
one.
Yeah.
We were on the same page.
Yeah, that's just like when a girl says, "Yo, yeah, it was my first time." It's like, but you're the first one I really loved.
Actually, me.
But you're the first one I loved. What? What?
You're the first one I love.
So you know what? This
So
is-
that's
we
cool,
knew-
though.
Listen, it
That's
was
cool.
This is
intended.
why you were episode
You were
49,
going to be
technically 50.
All right.
49, 50.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
exactly
Fine.
Oh,
49,
man.
50
Yeah.
//
I'm gonna make this one on Patreon too. Then y'all can keep acting like that.
I don't matter good Patreon clip.
Some of these clips we might have to, so we'll see how we get down to
It's
that.
all good. It's all good. I'm so glad to be here with you two ladies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I kept seeing the trailers for the things that come up. I was like, man, they know all these people, and I ain't been on here once.
Well, so you're busy. You're a busy.
I know I'm busy. It's like it reminded me of my wedding when I got married the first time, and I had like 10 groomsmen, and I know my friends who came to the wedding was like, "Damn, I didn't make the top 10."
Right, like that's
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I know they were thinking like that's my boy. I didn't make the top 10,
Yes, you here.
but I'm
You
here. So no,
like sir.
I don't even know how many guests we've actually had. Have we had 10?
I don't think we've had 10 guests.
Oh, okay,
yet.
all right,
No,
okay.
we
All
haven't
right.
had 10 guests.
all right,
yet.
that's cool. Well,
I gotta go back through our clips.
Either way, I'm still glad to be here, and I'm glad to be on Soul Palate.
Yes.
It's such an honor.
Listen, okay, and if
Welcome
you
to
are
Soul
just
Palate, y'all.
choosing
Yes.
to listen in now, I am Capri.
And I am D.
And we have Clyde Davis Jr. with us today.
the
y'all.
illustrious.
Come on, honey, please.
Yes.
Listen.
The
Period.
OG triple OG.
Literally OG
In this
is OG. It's
thing.
period. But and he has brought all of his beautiful. Let's just.
It's
I
Clyde
bought my kids and my stepkids and my cousins.
Okay.
You know what I mean? These are all part of my family of brands that that I'm part of somewhere or another, and some others that aren't here. But yeah, I'm just glad to show you things, because the best part about drinking is drinking with friends.
Period.
You know what I mean? There's no people come to my house, they're like, "Wow, do you drink all the time?" I said, "No, because I don't really drink alone."
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
But you're welcome to get the party started. You know what I mean? So that's why I love these opportunities to actually drink and talk about stuff, and just keep it going.
Period. I love that. I really do. How was your day, Clyde?
Oh man, today is going really well. I've been on time for everything I'm supposed to be at.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? So that's important to me. I had a little incident this weekend when some moron knocked the driver's side mirror off my car. So
a lot of my friends have been getting into car accidents lately.
yeah. And so I'm thankful that it was just the mirror. I wasn't there. I just woke up to it, and it's an inconvenience, but it could have been the whole side of my car.
Yeah.
It could have been me in my car with the kids. It could have been a lot of things. It's just a mirror. Yeah. I'll get it fixed, but you can't drive without it. So I'm just been waiting for the part to come in, and just kind of planning my day around that. When I usually have more freedom of movement. But like even this morning, I took the bus to the gym. They're like, "Wait, what did you just come off the bus?"
Have you been Ubering around?
Yeah, no, man. Listen, I'm telling you, man. I'm not gonna spend $30 to get to the gym when I live near a bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love, because you could probably afford to take the Ubers.
I could take the Ubers. Yeah, but I'm gonna get on the bus. This is why I live in the city.
Listen, it's true. Yo, the bus literally picks me up right in front of my apartment and drops me off right next to my job.
Yeah, that's what
it's easy.
That's
I don't take it every day, but it's easy when I need to.
So I'm happy to have the resources to get my car fixed. I'm happy to have a car. I'm also happy to live in a city where if I don't want to Uber, I can go to the corner and get on the bus. You know what I mean? And be with my folks, and it's cool. Period. So that's where it goes.
A good time. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started.
It's the perfect time to have a first sip.
Okay.
Because Okay, because Clyde didn't know we had an outline, nor does he know we have segments. And if you are new, you're going to know now we have segments. And one of our segments is First We Sip. Yes. We get into what we have on the table and talk about it and smell it and taste it.
Yes.
All right.
So talk us through. So we're tasting one part.
Yeah, so first. This is one part vodka. One part is exclusively available at Housebar. Housebar is a brand new I hate to call it a wine and spirit store because it's really about home entertainment. It's a home entertainment. It's a home entertainment center.
I like that.
where you have your spirits, your wine, your beer, your charcuterie.
Yep.
It's a project that I've been part of for a while. My best friends David and Courtney, they're the founders and CEOs of it, and so I'm happy to be a consultant, an investor, a partner with them. And so within Housebar, we have a line of spirits called One Part. So One Part spirits are created to really engage the home entertainer in making cocktails and not necessarily direct them by brand. So if you come to Housebar, we don't have a lot of the large brands, which is on purpose. But if you came in there looking for a Kettle or a Tito's, we're going to offer you One Part vodka, which is going to do everything you want a vodka to do. So this is a vodka that I developed for Housebar. It's a grain vodka. We have it bottled in Virginia by our friends at Whiskey Right. So they're doing that for us, and they've done a great job in bottling for us.
Thanks.
And helping me with the formula of it. So and getting it done. So and keeping that in the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have a black-owned business with making sure we're using black-owned bottlers when we can and those type of things. So let's just sip One Part vodka to start it off with.
Yes. Okay. So let's smell it too.
Yeah, so we start with a good nosing.
I mean, my nose is working. I'm happy about that.
Yes, I hope it works the entire fucking episode.
It kind of gives me slight of a whipped cream smell almost.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And citrus, lime, and lemon.
Yeah.
I was just about to say it smells white.
What?
Yeah, it's so funny because when we were working on this, I wanted to be something that can go in either direction. So if you wanted to go martini with it, you could. If you wanted to go a vodka soda, you can. And if you just want to add just a whole bunch of cranberry juice, you can do that too. You know what I mean?
It's a good vodka.
Yeah, so it's a good everyday vodka. You know what I mean? And that's
it's still got character. It's not it's not super neutral to the point where I have to search for something.
Exactly. And we want people to know that they're drinking vodka. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because we sample all this stuff in store with people. So when they come in asking for a Tito's or a Kettle, we can sample this to them neat. And they go, wow, this is great. Yeah. And they're like, then how much? $25. And they're already.
This over a Tito's.
Yeah. And for them, $25 is still a point of both value and acceptable expense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're already looking for Kettle or Tito's, and so now they're going to spend $25 for a vodka. And when they come to the store or come to their party, they're like, oh, yeah, I got this from these guys. And I love the name One Part because whenever you have a recipe, it's one part vodka,
this,
half part this. So,
Two-part.
Yeah. So when we got that name approved, we probably were we were kind of surprised, oh, nobody thought of that. So
that's actually true. That's very true.
You know what I mean? So
or even a bar called One Part.
Yeah, exactly. So you have all these. So all you future brand owners,
not my idea.
Just try it. You know what I mean? Just see where it goes.
I think what I like about it a lot is that it is mouth watering. It's not drying my mouth out. Where I feel some vodkas do.
Yep.
It's not as stringent. It's not
no. It's really soft, velvety mouthfeel.
Yeah,
really nice.
And we did that purposely because we knew that we want to be able to taste it in stores, and that people would be really. A lot of times when you have vodka tastings, all they do is just add whatever lemonade, citrus, cranberry, soda to it and let it cover it. Yeah. I want people to be able to taste it and say, wow, this is good. Yeah. And I never thought about drinking a vodka neat before, and now I could do this. Yeah. And so that's the point. And when we created that, and all the One Parts are about being able to try it neat, and then you can decide what type of cocktail you're going to have.
I think that's one of the things that I've done with the show for D's. Just be we're going to do a lineup of vodka.
That's what we've done too.
Yeah.
And I found vodkas in it that I actually like.
And it's just being able to take your time to sip and taste something really shows the appreciation of this. Shows you how you can appreciate a spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
And vodka is very flexible. It's one of those. It's one of those things where I call sometimes vodka is like chicken breasts or tofu or potatoes or rice.
Talking about chicken breast, I just made some Tuscan chicken the other day. That was motherfucking fire. It's gone down. It was so good.
I'm glad I'm not hungry because that sounded real good.
Woo! I'm telling you, I had bell peppers and shit in there, spinach. Come on, tomatoes.
Yeah,
season that bitch right. It was juicy as fuck. It was so good.
Yeah, and so vodka. so vodka is that thing. Is that's the thing that it's a base for a lot of things.
Yeah.
And if you start with a good base, whether that be a nice cut of chicken, it's gonna create the experience better. You know what I mean? Right. So that's how we look at our vodka and our gins in that way.
I love it. It feels good, and I think it has this like lasting tingling feeling that I like.
Yes.
Right on the side of your tongue, right?
Yeah. It's like you've been drinking. That's the other thing. I like this idea that I don't want to taste the alcohol. Then don't drink alcohol. You know what I mean? Like,
it's actually people want to be tricked.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Talking about people want to be tricked. Going to D had reposted an Erykah Badu little thing about 85% people being followers, 10% being creators and leaders, and 5% being observers. And it was just the 85% was still getting to me because I'm just like, that's just so fucking real. Like,
I was gonna say social media shows you that.
Yeah.
So thinking about like people like not wanting to taste their alcohol, they just want to be tricked into feeling intoxicated.
Yes.
Like, oh my god, what did I do?
Yeah. They
were 15 fucking lemon drops.
Exactly. When we started over, people chugging these damn lemon drops.
It's like
30 espresso martinis.
And you're bouncing off the wall.
Now you're bouncing off the fucking wall.
And part of drinking is the journey, right? And so if you're gonna skip to the end is not really the best part about drinking.
Not. You know what I'm saying? That is actually, now that I'm getting older, is definitely the worst part about it.
The worst part. Like,
you know what I mean? Like
by the time I'm drunk, I wish I wasn't there.
Yeah. So let's enjoy the journey, and that's the important part. You know what I mean? And so that's what you're supposed to do. But when you're down in 10 espresso martinis, and it's like, hey man, listen, if you want to be hot wired for the rest of the night, and then tomorrow feel like terrible,
trash.
Hey man, it's on. That's on you, but make sure you do it 1 part vodka or Vusa vodka.
Make sure
if you're gonna do that, you know what I mean. So we're gonna go there.
Yes. Okay. Well, we're gonna go ahead and slide into our next segment, which is With It or Not. We always like to find something on our Instagram.
We be finding some shit on the gram.
Oh man,
that's CID chats.
I just be like in the morning time or before I go to sleep. I just be scrolling, and I come across a lot of crazy shit. And this one, we're gonna look at it.
Yes,
we're just gonna click
let this
on
one
it.
play for y'all.
Let y'all play it for us.
Okay, I haven't been on the gram in a minute, so.
I think older women, in my experience.
Oh wait, now start that back from the beginning. You got to hear the first few words.
Let me start it back from the beginning.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all.
Yeah, be
alright. Open the link. Open the link, bitch.
I think younger women tend to be more impressionable. I think older women, in my experience, you 30, 33, 35, the experiences that you have at that point is just, a little bit too much for me. And I really think in some cases you really can't teach an old dog new tricks. So I prefer, my women to be the younger variety.
If a woman wants to respect you and give you the respect to lead and be her partner, why do you need to have that level of power over her if you're not trying to manipulate someone?
See, it's not power, it's impressionable. I've never seen a successful partnership where the other person wouldn't allow themselves to be impressed upon. If I'm a person and I got a vision, I got a plan, I got a whole program, I would think that the person that wants to be with me is willing to learn and willing to adopt some of the ways or even some of the principles that I have.
That's not impressionable. Impressionable is basically getting someone to do what you want them to do.
They're
easily swayed and easily persuaded to do what you want them to do.
Who said that? Did you make that up? Well,
Who said that? Did you make that up?
Meanwhile, we just heard him say that verbatim.
This man said it is.
And consciously gonna come and drop.
And then made an analogy about hiring an employee. Number 2. He doesn't see the irony of an older man saying you can't teach a old dog new tricks in relationship to you dating younger women. You recognize this links more to you than to older women. Okay. Number 3, this might be the look of disgust and despair. What y'all think?
We're gonna share the link
when
with
y'all
y'all
talk about dating women that's impressionable, it sounds like you want a woman that's still in the adolescent stage. Impressionable is defined as easily influenced because of a lack of critical ability. Number 5, Keita looking like this because she probably thought, you don't think your overall lifestyle would be too much for a younger woman? That's what I was thinking anyway. Number 6, when he asked her the question, who made that up about Impressionable, I scratched my head like, is you serious? Number 7, when you view women as objects to be obtained, you want you a young, malleable one that you can make in the image of yourself, don't you? I need your phone and get my bio.
So,
am I supposed to respond to that?
we all are. Go.
Okay.
We all are.
Right.
Yes. But
First-
we would love to know your thoughts.
First of all, any dude that thinks like that is just a Bama. It's just a Bama. It's just, there's no other way. And they're also most likely an abusive person.
Yes.
And
Mentally.
and
Emotionally.
and a monster, and also scared. Like they're scared.
scared.
They're scared because it all boils down to fear that a woman can call you on your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you're kind of afraid of when you're saying, "Oh, these older women, they have these experiences." They're like, they
He called 30 older.
I didn't want to address
Like,
that
am
part.
I an older woman at 30? At the ripe
Because I
age
mean,
of
we looking at a
almost
man that
32?
look like we giving 35. So it's like,
and as somebody who's gonna be 48 this year, I'm even like, yo, that's laughable. That 33 is old. Older. It's older, and also the amount of experiences that you're gonna have your whole life. You know what I mean? Your age doesn't preclude you from maturity or having
That's
different
true.
experiences.
Impressionable women in their 40s.
Yes, and impressible, and there's also a lot of older morons that are men.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So there's that. You know what I mean? So I just think that, you know, not everybody needs to have a platform. And when people say stuff like that, I'm like, why?
how did you get here?
How'd you get here? And this has not worked for you.
No.
This has not worked for you.
He's giving, I like them 18 to 25.
That's what I was just about to say. What do you consider to be an appropriate age to date then? If you're looking at 30 as an older woman, my guy,
But the thing is,
how young are you? Getting these jobs?
it's okay if you just say I like to date younger women and just stand on that. Just stand on that. You don't have to disparage older women. Because everybody gets older. Everybody, if they're lucky, they get older.
You know what
I mean?
Sir, you old ass dog, clearly not wanting to learn new tricks either, so you got the nerve.
Yeah, because I mean, sometimes I think it's one of these things where men are, when they talk like that, I was like, you're afraid that she's seen a bigger dick than yours. You know what I'm saying?
I have.
Yeah, now you're dating this younger woman, calling her because she hasn't had as much experience, so you can be her first to do these things and act this way, and it's just wild, insecure, and he's a Bama. That's all.
Literally.
And there's a lot of
definitely bammed out.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think it's like, for me, it's one, know your words, know your definitions. One of the things for us on this show is if we want to use a word and then I'd be like, but like, what does that actually mean? We fucking look it up
in the moment.
We're not going to be like, who the fuck made that up? Just because you've heard Impressionable around in the
who made
streets
that?
the way you've heard it.
Merriam-Webster?
You mean
Who said that?
like, what do you mean we made it up?
Like the dictionary, dickhead.
Period. Literally dictionary, dickhead.
Yeah.
Like, go learn your shit.
Yeah.
Because in that moment, if he was on our podcast and said who made that up, we would have pulled it up right in there.
Yeah.
Period. And then like, what are we talking about? And I just think that, you know, what's happening.
That's sad.
It's just like there are so many of these men podcasts, men speakers that are continuously feeding, you know, this. I mean, everyone keeps saying masculine, toxicity, or whatever. But it's just the fact that we're just keep feeding the fear part of it. Being in actual communication with women, like what it really, like healthy communication between us looks like.
But I just think that these men just don't like women. You know what I mean? That's it.
In a way, yeah. I mean,
They like they may love vagina, but they don't like women.
They don't.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a thing that they can just say. And I don't think that their approach is probably even effective for them. Yeah. So now they get into these they get these echo chambers with other guys saying, yeah. They don't make them like they used to. Yeah. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? They don't make them like they used to. They come from the same. Yeah, they're wild. They're wild whack.
I mean, in that right, like I have a comedian that I like to follow that I actually sent to. Oh, sorry, because I'm on Instagram. Shout out to Kiki and her baby. Kiki Palmer, you're amazing. I love you. Congratulations on your child. But
she didn't give birth yet, did she?
No. She was just dancing pregnantly.
Oh yeah, dancing pregnantly. Yes.
I sent Danae. Oh man, is it even here? This. Oh, here it is. And so it's Mel Mitch. She has been doing these parodies on Instagram of these male podcasts, and it's been hilarious.
Like the Kevin Samuels of the world, essentially.
The most hilarious part are the comments back. So she now does
content creator, and I usually did safe content that was just, about nostalgia and turning white things black, and it was funny. But I recently ventured into more opinionated content, making fun of men, which is funny to me. And I've been getting cussed the F out in my comments. So we're going to read some of my favorite comments, okay? Runway Jason commented, they mad that men are calling them out for what they do and exposing them for how they are. Twerking on Instagram in public and in front of their kids saying, hey, drying up. Asking N-words to provide a lifestyle they can't even afford themselves. 3 baby daddy having, 4 abortions a year. Then screaming, it's my body. None accountables. Kevin Samuels tried to make my people better. Kevin was a god among men.
Child.
Ooh, child. Eric commented, the only mom that will dare marry you is a Pokey or Ray Ray. No successful in your future. I'm
a bother to spell man or Pookie
right. Chiro, don't know how to say that. This is what women hear when you talk about accountability. Also, how can a man be misogynistic if he's actively looking for a wife? I don't think you understand the definition of misogyny.
Oh man, this is exhausting.
I can't go on.
I mean, well. I will say that this is one of the reasons I gave up social media, because I get just tired of hearing that. But this a quick aside is that I get tired of seeing people giving advice from the front seat of their car. Woo! I know the light is good in there apparently or something. But listen, man, if you taking advice of somebody who's doing it from the front seat of their car, I'm just gonna tell you that may not be the person. That may not be the person.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Always in the front seat.
Always in the front seat in the car. Man, come on, man.
You gotta look at that.
Yeah, this is not. And then they go. I hate when they start off the story. Hi guys, like, come on, man, stop it. Hi guys, stop it.
So Mel Mitch does lots of like actual skits and stuff like that, right? Like, does wonderful skits. So this is her I've never seen her in a car beat before these comments.
But you know what I mean. There's like a whole genre of Instagram people who are talking from the car. With the car not moving.
I think the people that are talking from the car not moving, they have these home situations that they can't do that shit.
Yeah, I don't.
It's weird.
It's just weird. I probably shouldn't be taking advice from that person.
It's just weird. It just makes.
Like, what's going on in your house?
It just makes me.
I ain't got no car, so you'll never be
and this is the one tragedy of like reality TV and having that people think that they can just turn it on and they're like, now they're celebrities and now they're giving advice from the front of the car, which is just wild. Like, and the seatbelt be on. That's like.
That's awkward.
I had to get this thought out right now. But every time I had to get this thought out right now in this moment.
Because you don't want to hear that boom, 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 boom. It's just crazy. It's madness. But I don't know her, so I don't follow anybody. So but I what she was saying was funny. But I just remind me of all the car seat therapists.
Everybody in that car.
like
everyone's in that car. That's I actually saw quite a few videos today with people in their
It's just hilarious when you start thinking about the amount of people.
It's so many. I never thought about it.
Yeah,
I really never thought about it.
It's so wild.
I automatically don't take advice from those people because I tend to skip over those videos, but it never crossed my mind just how many people.
She's had weird ass dudes in her comments saying weird ass shit.
Oh no, because dudes are weirdos.
It was just angry.
It was just.
It's so angry they can't even bother to reread their comment before they post it.
I mean,
sometimes you gotta post. Sometimes you just post it because you're excited. I get it because I've left some.
I gotta reread, especially if I'm.
I need to get better at it.
I'm like read somebody or something. Oh, there cannot be any typos. Yeah. Last thing I'm about to give you is an opportunity to come back at me and say I misspelled.
Yeah.
Not doing it.
Kevin was a man. I guess.
Yeah, no.
God among men.
No. Kevin, what Kevin Samuels did do is that he did spotlight there is a heavy black incel population that I didn't know about. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know about that. These guys existed. And also women that are black incels existed too. And so it made me think like, man, there's a lot of people who do need help. Yes. And they were seeking help from the wrong person about the wrong things. And not that no one size things fit all. And there's no right way to do things, but you have to lead with like truthfulness and honesty about yourself first. Yeah. Because the thing about what Kevin Samuels wasn't saying to these people was that you have to actually go out and find people and seek people. The person that you're saying that you want is not just going to jump into your life. No. You know what I'm saying? So if you're saying, hey, I'm a man, I want this, and this in a woman, if you're not going out actively seeking that, you know what I'm saying? So you probably find out, well, maybe those women that I'm saying I want aren't even interested in me. Yeah. So maybe I can improve myself. Yeah. It's just like somebody who's like wants to play a sport. You're like, first thing you need to do is start taking some layups, and then you start. But if you just go outside and just start throwing threes, you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be Steph Curry.
No fundamentals.
You know fundamentals. You know fundamentals. Yeah. You got to actually. But if you go out there and actually interact with human beings, you'll start meeting human beings that feel you and people that you feel. Yeah. But you're sitting there on the internet waiting for this woman that you think you deserve, right? Just because you got a job, you know what I'm saying?
Literally,
you know what I mean? That's not gonna happen.
You got a job, but you pay your bills on time.
Yeah, that's the problem. But he spotlighted. There are a lot of black incels, people who are at home, people who are alone, people who actually do want companionship and think they deserve companionship, but not have done any of the actual work to see how you can become a good companion.
Mm-hmm. And that's so big, just like, what people need to understand about what it means to be in a relationship, friendship, family, whatever. It is work. It is literal inner work. It's literal work with communication. It's literally putting a mirror to yourself every day, understanding accountability. And none of these motherfuckers want to do that.
No, they won't do that. But they want to blame other people and say that's the reason. The reason I'm alone every night.
I'm sorry, not to cut you off. I think that's because that's what white people do.
But don't be accountable?
No accountability. They don't want to inward. They don't want to do any of the work. They blame everyone else.
Oh yeah. I mean, the whole white accountability is like a whole separate thing. But black men specifically want to have the non-accountability of white men. You know what I'm saying? So
what I was getting at.
That's a lot of. I will say us because I'm never gonna separate myself from black men or black people or men because I get advantages from being a man. So when I say I'm not one of people to say, oh, not all men. I'm just saying as us in general, that's an issue that we have.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
Yeah, man, it's tough, but that's why I drink.
Yeah, okay. Second drinking, let's go to our second see y'all.
That was a great segment.
Come on. Okay, so 1 part gin. So we talked about pretty much the 1 part, but let's talk about the gin.
So the 1 part gin. The thought behind 1 part gin was trying to make gin both accessible for the gin lovers and the gin haters. Thing about gin, all gin, of course, has juniper. That's the primary botanical in gin. But a lot of people who don't like gin because they think it's too piney, which is, but the counteract the juniper, you need an element of citrus.
Yes.
So when we balance this gin out with the botanicals that include very citrusy botanicals, so it's not just by happenstance that Snoop Dogg came out with gin and juice. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's actually, basically scientific, and your taste wise, citrus is a great counterbalance to juniper. So we wanted a gin that was able to counterbalance the juniper in a way that made gin accessible to gin, not gin haters, but also to gin novices, and also enough juniper that gin lovers could still gravitate to it. So that's what we.
All right, and for the smell.
I was gonna say it's already good. It's very citrusy.
It smells
floral.
berry to me.
Yes, berries too.
Yes.
Like berry, raspberries, strawberries,
berry gummies though, like
berry gummy,
like something concentrated.
Raspberry lemonade.
Ooh, yes. Let's give it all that.
What I like is that the juniper isn't like, which a lot of gins recently that I've been tasting is like juniper is not like it's like main focus.
Yeah.
There's a lot of gins coming out that are like steering away from that juniper fruit, that London Dry style.
Literally.
Yeah, and
that's been happening for some years now.
And I think that you should. I think you still should be able to have some juniper in there because that's the key thing, and that's the element that in most classic gin cocktails, that's what they're playing off of. You know what I mean? Yeah, so this is like, I call this just like a nice beginner quaint gin, like my first gin. You know what I mean? When you get, and so
such a good Ricky. I'm tasting.
Oh yes.
This is so good.
Yeah. So again,
I'm
that's
citrus. I'm getting
a little
herbaceousness.
Yeah.
I think it's a very fun gin, cocktail wise. Like I think like the only cocktail that I'm not like loving with one part gin, and this is just my opinion, is I don't just like straight up dry martinis. It's not. That's the part where it will struggle maybe a little bit. But when you talk about Negronis and you talk about sodas and Rickies and highballs, last words, you know what I mean? There's a lot of.
This could make a good 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50. Yes. But when you talk about like when you get into like super briny olives, you know what I mean? Like it'll just
like the berry with the olive.
Yeah. It just depends on, but that's and we tell people that in our store. If you're gonna go for a dirty martini, you know what I mean.
There's so much grapefruit also.
Grapefruit, yes, that's like
ruby red specifically.
Yeah.
Hey man, they're gonna stop telling my botanicals before we get, you know what I'm saying? Before I have to call the TTB.
Are we guessing the recipe right now?
Yes.
We're gonna have to
we've been smelling and sniffing.
I mean, we are professionals, you know what I'm saying?
No, I forget. I want to hear Soul Palate. They know what they're doing.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna have to get them to sign.
We're gonna stop dinging.
They're gonna have to get an NDA signed real quick. You know what I mean? Like, what's going on?
I like my nose. I've been having sinus issues, and so like to be able to like actually be smelling right now
and actually being able to call them out accurately.
I'm excited.
That's great for 49 cents.
You know what's so funny as a spirits producer and a professional taster, it's like that's the only thing I cared about COVID. That's the only thing I worried about. I said if I lose my sense of taste or my sense of smell,
I was devastated when I lost my sense of taste because I had no other symptoms. I just lost my taste and smell. That was the only reason I even knew to take a test.
Yeah.
And when I came back positive, I was like, oh my god. I was hearing stories that people lost their sense of taste and smell for like months still, and I was just like, oh, I lost it. I was like, oh hell no.
Yeah, I mean, because that's.
I know it's not COVID. I just have like I really.
I mean, because that's how I make money. You know what I mean?
Exactly. This is my actual job. I can't not smell taste.
So much.
I was freaking out, but it was gone after. Like,
mine has something to do with my blood flow. I figured out like when I'm active, moving around, I can smell. I can do all this things. As soon as I like sit down, stagnant, or even stand stagnant, I'm just like my nose is. Like shutting off.
Right back up, yeah.
So I'm trying to take advantage of what we got. Right?
Stay loose.
Stay loose. We got. May have just do jumping jacks for every tasting.
Yeah,
right. That's what she
oh look, I'm trying to walk around
the house before she
about to do the whole rum shaker routine right here in front of her. You know what I mean? That's
hilarious. Rum shakers going to Puerto Rico in the end of February.
Oh, nice.
Going, damn.
Back and then in Puerto Rico, the world wants me to be at a beach.
The world wants you to be on a plane. Period.
That's what I'm.
That's what's up. You gotta change the climate. You gotta change the climate
all the time. All the time.
I can't wait for this trip.
Okay, so Clyde, how much money between and this is hilarious. Did they say 18? Between 18 and now,
excluding your marriage.
Excluding your marriage.
Okay.
Because you were married twice?
Once. Married once.
Oh,
married once.
No.
You
said your first marriage.
I said my first marriage because I hope that there could be a second. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Got it.
But yeah.
Okay, so excluding your marriage.
Okay.
How much money do you think you spent on dating and
on women? Oh my God.
Like not like sex work.
You can put it like, on average.
On average. Okay, let's take let's take the 5 years I wasn't married out, right?
Okay. Do you want to watch the video that we've seen?
No, I think that I'm 48, so let's call it. I've been adult single for 26 years or so, basically.
Okay.
So 21 years. I think it's probably no less than at least $10,000 a year. So probably like $250,000. So probably something like that. No, I think that's pretty.
That's real.
I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty accurate. If you include trips, if you include.
Well, because you giving.
I mean, also because I like to do what I like to do, right? Like you know what I mean. Like I probably spend less now for as far as like frequency. But I'll do bigger things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I won't necessarily go out as frequently. Yeah. But when I do go out, it's much nicer and much more grandiose. So I think that easily $10,000 to $12,000 a year for the last 20 years. So that may be $250,000, which makes me very sick. Actually. Because I mean, but I mean, but I can't get the $250,000 back. So there's that part. And
but you also can't get those. I mean, you got.
I've had a great time. No. Listen, my life has been tremendously enjoyable. Pleasure is a big part of my life, so I don't neglect that, and I don't neglect that with people I date. I am financially conscious about certain things, and so when things get tight, I don't do things. You know what I'm saying? And I don't try to go beyond my means for things. But when I make money in order to spend it on myself, my children, whoever I'm dating, because that's the purpose of doing what I'm doing. You know what I mean? It's not like, I mean, I don't come from the Scrooge McDuck era where I want to swim in my money. You know what I'm saying? I want to spend it. You know what I'm saying?
Completely unsanitary.
Yeah, that too. But so that's what I really. I mean, so I'd say like $250,000. That's probably not far off.
I think from 18 to now, spending on any kind of person, partner, or anything, just give him maybe like 20 grand. maybe like 20 grand. Cause I've been. I don't know if I like help. Maybe like 25.
Yeah, but also, there's things that you do for yourself that you're doing for your partner.
I was also putting like,
if I count like lingerie, if I count
lingerie,
going to get a wax, I'm saying
that's part of it.
If we add that,
you got to add that
because it's more so like
that then.
Yeah, we're not
like surprise little like dates or whatever, like
shit,
fucking staycations, paying for hotel rooms and shit.
Yeah. Oh, don't get the paying for the hotel rooms and that's that thing.
And I don't do no piss poor hotel.
True.
I need.
She's like
Goose Town.
She's never had that hotel that opens up to the parking lot. You know what I'm saying?
We're not doing that one.
No, man. Listen, hey man, he's like shout out to the Red Roof in Oxon Hill. You know what I mean?
Shout out to the Red Roof in Down Richmond Highway. Oh my God! Sometimes
you
be getting that action.
Yeah. sometimes you only got $69.99 in an hour. You know what I mean?
In high school, you know how many people I know used to throw parties at the Red Roof Inn down the highway.
Sure.
Oh my God,
that's funny as fuck.
That's hilarious.
Where is that?
That is down Richmond Highway in Alexandria.
Oh,
girl. When I was in high school, because that's what teenagers could afford.
Oh,
the fucking Red Roof Inn, and
they let teenagers buy a hotel room.
No, but you can get you an 18-year-old cousin or somebody to go ahead and book them to do it for you. They take cash. So.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I remember I had a 17th birthday party. I threw a 17th birthday party for myself, paid for it in cash, because a friend of mine had an aunt who worked at the hotel. Oh. So I threw a hotel party.
That's cute.
My family did not know I threw no goddamn hotel party.
They know now.
No, they knew because that shit was just ridiculous. My wallet got stolen some more shit at that damn party, so I had to.
You know what kind of party you can have in a room with 2 double beds in there? You know what I mean? That's just, you know what I'm saying? Just go down the ice machine and get something.
Hopefully they got a mini fridge.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious.
God, I'm just happy I survived.
I remember those days. That's hilarious.
That's a lot of filth.
Yeah.
That's what the younger days are for. Like, you know, it's for Phil. That's
no. That's because your immune system is so much stronger then.
Take it what you can take in.
Take it what you feel so invincible at that time. You don't even.
Sheesh.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious.
Oh God, how much money have I spent on fuckboys? I guess I'd probably say about the same, around at 20,000, 25,000.
I mean, when you put the nails on, that's like 50.
That's obscene. There is no way in hell I should have ever had to spend that much money on you niggas. So, like,
I mean, but the thing is, this is the thing, like, because you're not spending it on them, you're spending it on yourself, because you want to do the things you want to do, and you want to present yourself in a certain way, and you want to go to certain places, you want to go on certain trips, and you won't go alone, and even if you're paying just your part, that stuff adds up. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
I'm definitely counting times where I had to pay my part.
Yeah, so that's just the way it works. I mean,
definitely noticing that, like, you know, as being a part of beverage industry and food industry, like, we definitely spend a lot more money in the food and drinking area than a lot of other people.
We really do.
And, like, you know, Mr. Man I'm talking to now, like, you know, we went out to eat last night and the bill was like, I thought we did pretty good.
How much was it?
I'm like, well, 180 or something like that. I thought it was great. And so
I was going to say, y'all had like a full-on experience, right? Y'all had drinks. You said you had like
food, sochu, all
that's
that
what I'm saying.
You time. Oh my
God. Yeah.
And I'm like, I was like,
average.
I spend this by myself.
You know,
I mean,
forcing shit out, trying to like everything on the menu sometimes.
Really good.
Yeah, so you just have to, like, again, as people, you have to just kind of say, hey, I can do this once a month or once a week or once a bit. Like
I've definitely been cooking a lot more.
No, I cook a lot at home, and then when I go out, I
swear. Why you not
like you be chefing it up class?
Oh man, always. I always cook. I
mean, you need to have a dinner party.
Period.
I mean, I gotta have. Yeah. You can always come over. There's food always in my house.
What happened to my coquito?
What cookie though?
You're supposed to make coquito.
Oh, coquito. Oh yeah. No. Oh yeah. I didn't make any coquito this year.
It was coquito that you teased in the beginning.
I know. Yeah. O&D crushed me last year, so I didn't have the time or the energy. Usually,
it's still the winter time. You can make it whenever.
Oh no, I can make it whenever. I was so sad when I went to Coquito Wars because like, yo man, my coquito was good too. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they weren't shit on your coquito.
No, they was good. There were good coquitos there, but you know what I mean. My coquito solid. It's not no variation. It's just whole classic, solid classic coquito, Puerto Rican.
Classic. Was there a lot? I didn't get to go.
I mean, there was but you know, in competitions you always gotta have a twist, right?
Yeah.
And there was some good twist on it, and they're like traditional within a segment, right? Okay. So for me, it was good. There's some good ones. I mean, like, because it was sponsored by a certain brand, I don't use that brand when I make a coquito. So I already knew exactly what was the difference.
Should be using.
I use Don Q. I mean, that's what what I mean, because that's like
that's what Jesse used for our vegan ones.
Yeah. Because also that's like, you know, a traditional Puerto Rican rum. You know what I'm saying? The other one is a Cuban rum that gets made in Puerto Rico. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's a different thing, and that's so it's
What you Havana Club?
No, most people using the bat. You know what I'm saying? They mess with the bat. The bat is cool. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying? But you know, you got to have some balls too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I use the Don Q. Yeah. But the bat is very good. It's been very influential in science. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I call it the bat.
It's the bat.
Y'all don't call it, like, I know. I just don't like saying some big man's names. I just call it the bat.
It's hilarious. I completely forgot their logo.
I got love for the bat. I got love for the bat. But yeah, but they, you know what I mean?
Listen, they be out here spending the bread. That's for sure.
Oh yeah, no. Hey, like some of my best friends work for the bat, and it's great.
I think we all got some friends that work for the bat.
Because we all do.
Yeah, it's so good, man. I got love for the bat. So I don't have to give them any additional love than they already get.
They have it.
Yeah,
they have love they've got. The love they got. Okay, so coquito needs to be coming before it's warm.
No problem. I got that. That's not a problem.
Coquito and dinner party.
I would have to pick up
my bottle of coquito at the dinner party.
Dinner party.
Yeah. No, I mean, because like right now in the fridge, I did these
Galentine's in March.
barbecue pork shoulder ribs that are really good. So we did that.
Okay, I can't eat it.
Again,
I'll take some.
you can't.
It sounds divine.
No, it's very good. But I mean, we do.
Taste the level of shoulder, a little chop.
Yeah, no, I like the shoulder. Shoulder is the best part.
Literally just growled.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
And then so like
That
I always
I like the sound of that.
because I don't like to use like the DoorDashes and those type of things unless I really have to. So every like Saturday and Sunday, I make a lot of protein. So whether it be the ribs or shoulders or chicken or even just like hamburgers, right? You know what I'm saying? Just make a bunch of hamburgers. So if I'm hungry on a Monday morning, I can just make me an omelet with the hamburger and some eggs and be
That's
it'd be like super
really
solid. You know what I mean? And it'll be dope and it'll be
I'm at the
high in
stage right
protein.
now where I'm like, I can't even think about like, just have all these things. I'm just thinking about what meal do I want to make.
Yeah. No.
So that's what I buy. I buy for a meal.
I definitely shop based on the meal I want to make.
Instead of like, just have these fucking things and you can throw it together whatever you need. I'm more of like, well, this time I want to make tacos. This time I want to make I don't know, shrimp
that's just too hard for me to think that way. You know what I mean?
Because
I know I'll have some Brussels sprouts. I have sweet potatoes always in the house. You know, so there's things I can just always make a dinner.
Like a person who goes to the gym.
Yeah, I mean, that too. That too.
Conscious.
Let's talk about gym life. Okay, wait. Let's go to our third.
Okay, let's do our third sip and then get to gym life.
Okay.
Because
this is 1 part bourbon.
Okay.
So 1 part bourbon. This is actually a collaborative process with my friend David Schmear, who owns Proof and Wood.
I thought that name sounded familiar. Okay.
He was the creator of Redemption Rye before it sold.
Oh, wow.
He owned that, and he's one of the world's North America's largest private owners of whiskey. And so we were able to work with him to get this blend of 4-year-old bourbon. For 1 part, and it's a delicious everyday drinking bourbon. You know what I mean? That's the way, and it's retail served $30 at housebar.
If y'all want to taste any more of David Schmear's work, we have it available at sealbox.com.
There it is. So you probably have like a tumbling dice, or
we do a tumbling dice barrel like multiple year. We do the Senator.
Yep.
We had the 100 seasons, what we could get of it.
Yep.
Vertigo series.
Yep.
Definitely
we got the whatever that casino label looking one.
Yeah, the roulette rye,
something like that.
Yeah, so David's a really, really good friend of mine. He's actually probably one of my closer brand people as far as because we grew up kind of together. Our first brands were launched around the same time. We both had like kind of weird brands to begin with because I had the Castries Peanut Rum Cream. He had the Orange V Vodka, which was like a great orange. It's like the best flavored vodka ever, but still flavored vodka. Yeah. And those kind of like, they're kind of kooky, right? They're kind of those different things. And then he made Redemption Rye. I made Chairman's Reserve. And so we kind of like grew up in the spirits business together. He sold his company. We sold our company. And we've always been close in these type of projects. So when we had the retail thing come together, it just made sense to go work with him on creating a brand and developing a juice that was good for everyday bourbon drinking, great for like Ricky's, the bourbon and Coke, just sipping, whatever you want to do. A great mixing bourbon.
This is a real easy bourbon punch, mixed sour, something I can easily throw in with just about any other ingredients.
For me, it's like cherry, it's vanilla, it's your quintessential like bourbon.
It's your quintessential.
But it also smells like bubblegum.
Yeah. So like
pink bubblegum,
So when people come to our store and they're like, I want Bullet. Right.
Yeah.
That's a big call. Bullet, Woodford, and then they try this. Like, oh, this is delicious. And then
I get dark chocolate.
$30. Boom. Yeah. So there it is. So that's
a little smoky, a little roasty.
You definitely get the oak. You get a little bit of the wood too.
Yep. Almost like I'm chewing on like a palate, or like not on a palate actually, on like wet wood, if that makes sense. Like,
what do you mean? Like left out. The forest wet wood, or like left out in like the parking lot wet wood?
Maybe, because not so foresty. Because left out, left out in the woods, then there's the grass. There's that sort of extra.
It's like left out in like a controlled area.
In a very controlled environment. Yeah, it's just the wood and water
together.
And
this is a blend of MGP juice and some other juices that he had in his warehouse that we could say, okay, if we need to make a everyday whiskey at this price point, what are our choices? Right. You know what I'm saying? And so one of the things that I actually love blending whiskey. That's one of my favorite things to do. I
love that.
Yeah, because it's like in order to create something new from these different parts, it's just like making any recipe. It's like, okay, I got these 4 ingredients, and now I get to figure out how I'm going to make it something brand new. And so that's the brilliant part about one part, because they all are like blends. And so that's the thing that I've been always, my whole career of building spirits has been about. And I'm not a master distiller, but I do know how to taste things and how things can taste together, and also know what I want at the end. So to be able to work with somebody who has that same kind of concept and idea, and we can give each other the kind of constraints that we need and still come up with stuff. It's a great. And so I love the one part bourbon. We also did get a Tum and Dice single barrel that we had picked. So it's like it's always good to work with friends. You know what I mean? It makes it so much easier, and it makes me feel good about selling it.
Just a second. I think your phone is voice recording. Some child.
Oh my god.
I went down.
I accidentally hit the microphone.
Shit, bro. Look off.
That thing was recording.
Hey man, these guys.
What is this?
Child.
Oh my god.
This is like the CIA right now. You know what I mean?
Okay.
They're like straight transcripting me right now.
That was so unintentional.
You know what I mean?
I did not mean to do that.
Like, she over here writing.
She's so quick with it. She's so quick with it.
Like, how are you?
And I'm like, she was writing shit. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Oh, that's fucking.
They're about to put this all in the court docs.
Okay, so with the bourbon, with this being a blend, right?
Yeah.
Are y'all releasing these in like batches? So like
no,
we're
the
barrels y'all have?
What we're doing is for this project, it's about blending to taste. Right, so when we did Chairman's Reserve, when we did Admiral Rodney, we did these brands. It was always like coming up with the taste profile, and then you're always consistently blending the taste. So some years it's going to be a little bit more of this versus that, and you really kind of blend the taste. So with these type of projects, you have like a control blend. That this is what it's supposed to taste like. So then in the next iteration, I'm going back and checking that first one with the second one. Like I'm always like, whenever I've made a product, or even when people have stuff for me to sell, I always take the first thing they gave me and put it to the side. And then when I get new stuff, I try it again versus the original stuff, so I can see the differences. So I'll know immediately if something changed in the process that I can use it as quality control. So we're always blending to taste, and that's really the secret is in most rums and most whiskeys is really blending, because single barrel projects are pretty straightforward. You get what's in the barrel, but then to get a product to taste the same every time is about blending to taste, because even if you have a rickhouse full of things, a 12-year, 4-year, 15-year, 8-year, like those things don't come back in the same portions every time. So you're actually blending the things you have to get to taste.
So my question is, how did you even get to be this pretty much spirits advocate, this person selling and knowing how to grow brands and different things like that? What got you there? Why did you even
well the first
we know why you here.
Yeah. You know what I mean? The way I got started in the spirits business is I was at the University of Michigan with my business partner and one of my closest friends, David Jones. We were in a entrepreneurship class where they were saying we were consulting with an entrepreneur, and that was kind of what our thing was. But then our entrepreneur quit the program, so we had to have a grade. So the professor was like, just, you guys can create your own business. What do you like to do? And like me and him were like, well, we like to rap and we like to drink. They're like, well, you're too old to rap. So no, but we were too old to rap, but
crush y'all dreams.
But I still got bars, so that's okay. Nah, we're not doing that. So we decided that we would create this. Our project was called Team Spirits, and so we started doing kind of the research, and we started getting into ideas for products, and we end up started thinking about in the world of spirits at that time. This is 2001, a little bit after 9/11. We were thinking about how
I don't know where I was at 2001.
I know, probably like
I was in Germany.
yeah, you were probably like in the first grade or something crazy.
I was 8 years old.
So definitely in like the third.
Yeah. And I'm in whole grad school, right? You know what I'm saying?
I heard old enough to drink.
Yeah, not old enough
I don't
to
feel
drink.
that far from you in age.
Yeah, no, that's because I've been trying to stay young. You know what I'm saying?
You do a good job of staying. You don't give on old timers.
Try to stay relevant and stay fun. But so we're in there, and what we're looking at is that at the time, a lot of categories are becoming premium. So in vodka, you had Grey Goose, and tequila, you had Patron, and gin, Tanqueray 10 had come out. All these high end, but when it came to rum and cream liqueurs, there was no premium. So somebody would go to the store and they would have Grey Goose, and they would have Patron, and they would have Tanqueray 10. Then they'd be like Captain Morgan, Bailey's. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it's like there's a set of category that hadn't become premium, and so we wanted to create a premium thing. And then we thought about cream liqueurs. We thought there's so much space in cream liqueurs, but Bailey's was this monster. So we thought about the American palate was very favorable for peanuts, and like 75% of the top 75% of the top 10 candy bars had peanut in it. Peanut was like the number 6 flavor in America at the time, and so we just said, hey, there's opportunity to do this peanut thing. And so my business partner, he's from Barbados, and they grew up drinking like peanut punch.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So we were thinking like,
peanut punch?
Yeah, peanut punch is like something they would make in Caribbean cultures with peanuts, and then when the kids go to bed, they put rum in it. And so we started looking at distillers that could do that. We found a distiller in St. Lucia that had this crazy product called Nuts and Rum. And it was like,
yes, rum and nutting. I'm sorry, nuts and rum.
Nuts and Rum. And so we're like, and back then, right? So you're dealing with like emails, and it's almost like if we were still in telegrams, because they'd never heard our voice. There's no Zooming, there was no calling. We're just emailing. And next thing you know, we're like, oh, we want to do this project based on, and they send us all this. I mean, literally, they send us boxes and boxes of liquor, right, to Ann Arbor, Michigan. And so we're like going through the box, like, okay, nuts and rum. This is our thought process, but much more elegant.
That's funny.
And so we came up with new formula creations. Went down there. We signed all these contracts with them out seeing us, right? So, so then we show up to the distiller in St. Lucia, black as hell. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was back in the era of like the.
They didn't know we were black because my name is Clyde Davis. His name is David Jones.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
They're very ambiguous names.
You know, and we've talked on the phone, and I don't know if you hear my voice. I'm not necessarily. I don't sound.
You can definitely pass for whatever ethnicity.
I don't sound the blackest. I know that about myself.
I wouldn't hear your voice. Well, maybe not because I've known you. Think white.
Yeah, but if you,
I would think I don't know what he is.
Yeah, but also I'm calling you as a grad student from the University of Michigan, which is a very white school, and we're talking business, and I'm classically business trained, and I'm doing all the talking, you know what I'm saying? But when I show up, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, and then when we show up, like the executives, they're white, so like they're shocked. But then the black people that work up there are like, yeah! They're like, these guys are black. There's a black.
We already had a movie now on History Channel at this point.
So we
a movie of that right short form.
So we go from there, and we start Cassie's Peanut Rum Cream, and it does exceptionally well for us.
Wow.
And then they're like, how would you like to work on this rum we're doing? And I'm like, yeah. So we start working with Chairman's Reserve Rum, and we're like, oh, this is exciting. And then we're like, me and Dave was like, you know what? We need to come out with a spice rum, but we don't need a spice rum that's like Captain Morgan. We need a spice rum like when we go down to St. Lucia, these people are making spice rum on the beach in their little rum shacks in their kitchens. So they're using real spices, real cooking spices, real baking spices. So that's where he came up with the idea for Chairman Reserve Spice. the guy, Lloyd Bernard, who was the owner of the story at the time, before he passed, was like, I'm not sure anybody wants to do this, but I think it's a pretty good idea. And so he let us start to like just own it, and just come up with this process and create Chairman Reserve Spice, which then became the world's highest rated spice rum, and that's how we got like kind of like.
I think that was the first Chairman's I tasted.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever tried this.
Yeah. So that's how it kind of blew up. That's really, we have been growing nicely. We had a nice company, and then Chairman Spice almost like doubled our company, like almost overnight. Wow. And so we just had a good time making rum, and then doing other projects, and people would come to us with projects. Like we had the tequila, we had wine one time. It was like, because then it then it was like anything we touched was good. Like it was like if they were sitting us up, it was like, yo, what? Come on, what you want wine? Boy, I can sell wine. You know what I'm saying? And so we made some mistakes, but we did actually really well. You know, we were very. One of the things I tell people, the biggest thing that I wish, and why I work so hard today, is that I wish I want to be who I needed when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? Because there was no me to talk to. You know what I mean? There's only one other black person who was a part owner of a spirits company at that time. Yeah. But he's just like a partner in it. It wasn't like there was no owners or anything like that. I always tell the story. It's like I feel like me and Dave are like kind of like the Satchel Paige of spirits companies, right? And then Uncle Nearest, they're like Jackie Robinson. You know what I'm saying? Whereas,
have I met David? Why? I feel like I don't know.
You probably met him. He's my partner in Housebar too.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He was there.
Yes. So he's my partner in Housebar too. And so you know, Jackie Robinson gets all the acclaim because he's the first one to get there in front of the white people's attention. Mm-hmm. But Satchel Paige and all these other people were playing baseball already when nobody was paying attention to him. And by the time Satchel Paige got to the league, he was 40 years old. You know what I'm saying? He was still able to strike people out. But he hadn't had the energy as a younger person that say so. So sometimes I feel like that person was like, okay, like I don't have the energy to start a brand from scratch anymore, like I did then. Yeah. But the people who know baseball know my work. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they know that I am worth something. I have value, and that's the value I'm able to recreate and help other brands build. You know what I mean? Like I have no like really strong desire to like start a brand from scratch anymore. Mm-hmm. But if you have a brand that you have an idea from, you can come to me and I can help you go to the finish line. And that's how most of the brands I work with, I'm working. That's probably a good segue to the next thing. That's awesome. That's awesome how that worked.
We get into Vusa.
Yeah.
Is that how we went into that?
So
it's the multi
We might have a third member that's so bad at Sunday. Crazy. That's crazy.
Your timing is impeccable.
I love that. I think like
this is my large overpour. Wow.
That's a good overpour.
Look, that is a lot of vodka.
Okay, guys, that was unintentional. I
don't know, Clyde. For me, you've always been so inspirational. You've always been one of the people that I've always looked up to. I'm always like, how do I get in the same room as this guy, type of thing, and like. Just having you here actually in my home.
No.
This is dope having you on the pod.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I'm glad to be here, and I like it makes me excited that people are having platforms and stuff to do things because we needed stuff like this. There was no way. There was no like. I was telling David, it's like, man, you know, when we started, it was literally just me and you, and there'll be times where we're like waiting for hours to talk to people, you know what I mean? And I've had meetings with people for other brands that I represent now with same people who like slam the door in my face, and they're like, oh, I think we met a long time ago. I said, no, we didn't meet, but I was there. You know what I mean? And
you didn't acknowledge me.
You didn't acknowledge me, but I was there, and I'm still here. Exactly. And the thing is, I'm still here, and I'm still doing really, really great things, and I've been able to nurture a lot of great relationships with a lot of different distributors across the country, a lot of brand owners, and able to do different things. And now being able to be a part of a retail side of it gives me I have a lot of influence, and it helps me able to understand how because I've been in liquor stores all over the country. There's probably not very few people has been in as many liquor stores as I've been in.
Yeah.
And so when we're conceptualizing liquor stores, I have an idea like what's the best of the best.
Right.
What is this? And why does certain things sell? Why does these things sell? And because I've always been a person who wanted to do the on the ground work, I was able to offer insights to the people in the offices.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of these brands are run from people who never been to liquor stores.
Yeah.
Who never go to bars. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
They just want to be able to write checks and say, why aren't we on this menu?
Right.
Or why aren't we on this thing? And that's
Literally.
not, I've always been big on building the relationships. And so, because this is me, it's a relationship business. You know what I mean?
So have you specifically ever bartended?
No. That's the people are shocked because
I'm always like, go yeah.
Yeah, because
what is this?
No.
Right?
All the
No,
bartenders.
I know all the bartenders,
You know
and
all the
I can make drinks. I'm good at making drinks. I just bartending is not just to me about making drinks. It's about being able to engage with guests,
Yes.
collect money, clean, prep, all that kind of stuff. If you come to my house, I can make you a drink. I can make you a drink. There's no doubt. But I don't think
Find out at this dinner
I
party.
tell
We already we
tell
planned
people-
his dinner party at his house.
I tell people.
Didn't even make an invitation.
I tell people that like there's very few people in the world that can batch like me. There's very few people that can do certain things that I can do,
Right.
but I cannot bartend. Bartending is a much more fuller experience that I'm not able to give people just because that's just not my strength. You know what I mean? But just like I can cook, that doesn't make me a chef.
That's
you know what I'm
real.
saying?
I feel
you know what I
that.
mean? Chefs know how to order the food and how to make. There's a lot more to it than this. So no. So people always like, I thought you bartenders. No, you may have had me drinks for me. You may have been at parties where I've been, part of stuff, but never. No, you don't want me bartending unless you want me to just hand out beers to people. You know what I mean?
One more question before we go to this vodka. Was there ever a moment in this journey that you felt like, I'm not doing this again, I gotta do something else?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, for sure. I've quit spirits probably 2 or 3 times. You know what I mean?
Really?
One because I was like, there was a time where I was getting divorced. Stuff was going real slow for like the brand is building, but every dollar I made, I had to put it back into the business. You know what I'm saying? And then being a single, being newly divorced, having 2 kids, you know what I mean, that I have to take care of and not making a lot of money and having the degrees I had, having the age I was like, yo, man, fuck this. You know what I'm saying? And then every time I get it, somebody's like, yo, man, I got this thing for you. You know what I'm saying? and I get
Keep bringing
and
you
some,
back.
and some keeps bringing it back, and also because I know I have value in this thing.
Yeah.
And so I get that. I trust. I've been that way. Because like sometimes life can get hard, right? And you're like, okay, there's no way I should be feeling like this. There's no way I should be like worried about this or worried about that. Thankfully, I've got a lot of great opportunities that keep coming my way, and I don't stress about the things I was stressing about before because I got my kid through college. You know what I'm saying? I got my oldest through college. My youngest one, we're doing those things.
Yes.
So I'm way better off than those moments, but there were those moments where I was like, man, I can't do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because also, I have friends that are friends who are billionaires. You know what I'm saying? Like legit billionaires, and friends who are multi-millionaires. And so when you're not like, and you feel like you're in this company and you're with these people, and you feel like I'm there. You know what I mean? And so I should be having more. So you're like, maybe I should do something different and just stack my paper. You know what I mean? And then I'm like, wait a minute. I actually have good money. I actually have good ideas. I actually have things of value. And I just recreate it and reinvent it and repackage it. And one of the things that I had always thought, like, I needed more money. I needed this. And then what it really was boiled down to is that I was spending so much money investing into my companies, into my children, into these different things that I wasn't seeing it as clearly. And as I get older, I'm like, oh, those expenses have dropped tremendously, but my assets have come up. You know what I mean? So you go through these kind of tough times in life. And also there's things as you get older that you're spending less money on because it's like you buy that nice bed and that nice thing, and then you have that for 10 years.
Yeah.
When you're young, you just spend that next check on that next nice thing. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing.
I'm trying to transition.
And my kids are
like
cheaper.
nice things.
You know what I mean? Than they were. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
It's like the older, I guess the older they get,
the things that
Early on, I was
cheaper,
like, my mom would always be like, it's not your money. And I was like, I'm getting a job as immediately as possible.
Yeah.
I need to pay for my own shit. I wanted that shit so bad.
Yeah.
Like 15, I was like, job.
Yeah,
my
yeah,
own
no,
money.
no.
I bought this.
Yeah.
I definitely started working at 14.
Yeah, I started working. My first job was at the Sheraton in Lanham. Working, no, it was Ramada at that time, and I was working at the gift shop for $4.25 an hour.
Goodness.
No, $4 an hour was my first job. $4 an hour.
Damn.
Yeah,
Shit.
yeah,
With
yeah.
tips?
No tips. I was a gift shop worker, man. You know tips. And then I got fired. Right, so I got fired.
What you had the nerve. What you did?
Man, well, as I told you, the reason why I can't bartend is because sometimes I can be a little short sighted.
Okay.
And so I left the postcard rack out one night. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you go to a gift shop and they have like postcards.
Oh.
And so my house all the postcards.
Oh, shit. Well, that's a lot of bread gone.
I guess it was.
It was my fault. It was my fault. It was my fault. It was my fault.
I didn't take them.
Right.
Yeah, but it's like so I was outside, and it's so funny because
Oh, no, I'm sorry.
and what's so funny about that is that when those things happen, like you're in your family group and your family,
Do you look at postcards to say?
I'm like, man, send an email. But so my little brother who's 5 years younger than me was like when he got mad at me, he said, "That's why you got fired." You know what I'm saying? Because
That's fucked up, Slim. How you gonna throw it in my face that I got fired?
Well, that's what family does. You know what I'm saying? When you mad, they know
Siblings are
exactly.
assholes.
Siblings are the jerks. Yeah. So then my next job was McDonald's, and then I worked at McDonald's for like 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, no, I was making McDonald's. I did well at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I did well at McDonald's for $4.25 an hour. I did.
Are you from this area?
I grew up in Prince George's County.
Oh, wow.
I grew up in Prince George's County.
What region?
Seabrook. So I grew up in Seabrook. So it's so funny. My parents, well, now they call it Lanham.
Okay.
My parents were like the first black family on our block.
Wow.
And then the whole block became black. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Lanham is very black. And I lived in like the last white part of Lanham until it became black in Seabrook. And then, so I don't know if you guys probably know the skating ring over there in Prince George's County, the Seabrook skating ring. That's like right where I grew up, right at the skating ring.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's called it Wheeler Waller, or now it's called Lanham Skate Center or something like that.
Okay.
So that's literally like 5 minutes walk from my house, and that's where we'd go and hang out, those type of things. So, and the McDonald's I work with is still there, and I used to every time I saw my sons, I was like, I worked at this McDonald's. So I'm like, no, you did. I said, I really did, working at McDonald's.
My first job ever was laser class.
Oh, snap.
My job was working in daycare. My grandmother had her own daycare service outside of our, like, working outside.
What you get paid for it?
Yeah.
Oh, you get okay. Because
everything was like legit about what she was certified and all that to be able to offer daycare services. Like, and I was her daycare assistant.
Okay, I was gonna say, because if you count not getting paid, like every summer, my parents would send us to the country to work on the farm.
Oh yeah, no, I was definitely getting paid.
That was just being like slaves for the summer. You know what I mean?
Literally.
Yeah, I remember my
What were the crops?
no, it's fine now because my paternal grandparents had tobacco and pigs. My maternal grandparents had chickens and corn. And it's funny because when we get to we talk about the Amaro later, the grains are from the farm right across from where my grandparents' home was. So so when I come back for like football practice and stuff, coach was like, "See, Clyde, he's in shape. He's been working out." So no. I was enslaved for the last 8 weeks. Like I was literally.
I was enslaved.
I was in bondage for the last 8 weeks. I'm not in shape because I was working out. I was feeding pigs and hogs.
The whole thing was physical.
Whole thing was physical. I was like, yo, I can't wait to get back to the city. You know what I mean? This is, you know what I
That
mean?
is a lot.
That's what we did. That's what we did. Everybody, all the cousins, we went to the country for the summer, and the boys were in the fields doing field stuff. The girls were doing garden stuff, and like, you know what I mean? So I had appreciation for, and I still do have appreciation for being able to work hard.
This is actually in one of my topics today that I want to talk about. So let's taste this vodka and let's go into that.
Okay.
Oh, so this is Vusa Vodka from Spirits.
Vusa Vodka.
Yeah, Vusa means awaken or wake up in Zulu, and it's 100% sugarcane, African sugarcane, distilled in South Africa.
Nice. Okay, I have gotten to the point where I lost my nose.
Did you lose your nose, or is it just super neutral?
No, I can't breathe.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's gone.
Shit.
I know. I should probably try to get a tissue box. I'll be back.
Yes, retrieve your tissue box. It's super neutral on the nose.
Yeah.
It's another one that's giving white.
Yeah, and so what I notice on the nose is like, to me, it has a lot of like a little bit more heat than a lot of vodkas on the nose, because sugarcane is such a, if you think about agricoles or high proof rums, sometimes they have that high ester feel or whatever, but then that sweetness on the mouth, and so sweet, and then finishes nice and dry. To me, it's one of the things that it shows very much the flexibility of sugarcane as a distillate. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is really good. The only other sugarcane based vodka I've had is from St. Augustine, which this is good too, but
yeah, I mean, to me, one of the things that it's just the showcasing the versatility of sugarcane.
Yeah. Oh, the texture is really smooth.
Yeah, no, it drinks so nice.
Pepperiness.
Yeah, it's very fun when they reached out to me, because I'm the type of person that, like, when companies reach out to me, I always got like taste the product. You know what I'm saying? We can talk about it, you know what I mean? But I need to know that, because I don't want to have anything in my bag I don't like. That's just the way. I don't think there's ever been a time where I've had products where I did not care for that I had to sell, which is a blessing, because if you work for a bigger company, they make you sell stuff you don't want to sell. You know what I mean? And that's just never going to be. It just also doesn't fit my ethos. When people see me, they're not gonna see like, oh man, what's this? Are you gonna make me drink this banana liqueur? Like, you know what I mean?
This banana liqueur. I poured way too much. This is delicious.
No, pour some more in mine. I'm cool. I'm good.
You gonna drink it? We got 3 more to go.
Yes.
I know, but the best part about this is I Ubered.
Yes, the one good thing about not having your car right now. I Ubered.
So what I want to go into is that recently, once again, I get a lot of my news from Instagram, but there has been this black couple that's been terrorized in Colorado.
Okay.
Black farmers, and I am going to.
I did not know about this.
This has been recently in the last couple days, day or two now, of this happening, and we're gonna go to the video that I found.
Hi everybody, I want to share with you about
It's 3
what's
minutes, so bear
happening
with
to
us.
2 ranchers in Colorado. Courtney and Nicole Mallory own 1,000 acres in El Paso County, Colorado. And despite Nicole being a U.S. military veteran who waves her military flag on their ranch, and being a part of the church community, as well as feeding the residents in El Paso from their food from their ranch, they are being terrorized by locals who want their land. As seen here in the footage, locals have been jumping the fence. They have slaughtered their livestock, poisoned their dog, and has driven by their house waving guns. Nicole was ran off the road when she was coming back from church. Courtney states that there was a woman that pulled up in his driveway and said that she was supposed to own the land and made threats about unaliving their dog. What's worse is that the local sheriff isn't doing anything about it and is being investigated now for being a part of this terrorism. And they have actually issued a warrant for Courtney and Nicole because of their complaints against the local community and the sheriff.
Wow.
So they're actually facing criminal charges for
reporting everything that's been happening on their land.
What?
So here's my thoughts. They told us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. They told us to stop using the race card because, racism doesn't exist anymore. One of the largest lawsuits that ever happened in the United States was against the USDA for discriminating against black farmers. We know that black farmers make up a very low percent. I think it's less than 2% of all farmers today. What racism does, it puts fear in you, and that's exactly what they're trying to do to Courtney and his wife. His address has been leaked in a local Facebook group to where now he's in a witness protection program. And this sends shockwaves out. So now so many other African Americans are saying, you know what? I don't want to farm. I'm scared to go into these areas. But we can't let fear stop us. Here's the call to action. There's a protest that's going to happen at the Denver Capitol coming up. Pause to read. In support of the Karen Act, as well as numbers to call.
So, did listen to that today, and it's Black History Month. First off, didn't even say Happy Black History Month, motherfuckers. But
Happy Black History Month, y'all. Every month.
My brain, I get confused on where to even compute. It all is the same shit, right? It's the same shit over and over. It's white people thinking that you don't deserve what you have. It's also the contradictory part, like she said, pull up your bootstraps and do your own work and grow your own things and be at this point. But also, you're succeeding at that, so give it to me. It's mine. Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
And then even thinking about, like she said, the percentage of black people that are farming, compared to the rest of the nation. Like, I think, especially during the pandemic, thinking about getting back to us tending to land was something that became more prevalent. And when you hear stories like this, just like she said, it puts fear.
Yeah.
It's like,
I think that we have to, one, recognize that, first of all, when it comes to agriculture and farmers, we are the farmers. We were the farmers. Like, one of the biggest things that, from a former employer of mine, I'll say it. I used to get in these conflicts with them because they were talking about founding farmers, right? And I was thinking to myself, all the people that you are presenting aren't farmers.
yeah,
They enslaved farmers.
yeah,
You know what I mean? They're like that doesn't. That's what they did. They enslaved farmers. We were the farmers, and then that was what they taught us to do. They taught us how to farm. They taught us how to distill. They taught us how to build. And then upon our exiting slavery, they didn't even give us the tools to have access to farm.
yeah.
And then kept us enslaved financially. And then when we did start growing our own things, they came around and they destroyed them. The thing that a lot of black Americans fall into the trap of is that they think about the American dream, and that if you don't succeed, it's your fault. You know what I mean? Which causes a great deal of personal anger and sadness when you're not at the point where you're supposed to be at. Yeah. Because he's like, I went to the right school, I learned how to farm, I built this, and then they take it from you. Or they give it to somebody else, and then next thing you know, you're blaming yourself. Mm-hmm. So I applaud this couple for making this matter a larger and more public matter.
Yeah, publicized issue.
Because a lot of black people have internalized their perceived failures as on them,
right?
Versus the system that
identifying that the system is built for you to fail to
begin with. And so we have to do the work of holding each other to hold white people accountable for their shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the biggest issues that we have in America is that we have always failed to hold white people accountable. You know what I mean? Like we still honor traitors in our country.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we're
this couple was reporting. I'm trying to hold them
yeah.
accountable,
So
and they get investigated.
So that's what you have to. That's why that's why you have to go to the federal government. To me, the biggest flaw, what happened after Reconstruction, is that the U.S. government, the U.S. Army occupied the South right after during Reconstruction, and in order to win re-election, I think Thomas Johnson said that he'd pull the troops out of the South.
Yeah.
And so when he pulled the troops out of the South, then the Southerners began to terrorize the black farmers and the black, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I just learned about that actually.
Yeah, and
African American Museum. I didn't think about that part.
And so we need the federal government to step in and hold these people accountable. Yeah. Because that's the thing. If those people would have been held accountable, continued after Reconstruction, black farming, black business, black things, but they allowed the Southern whites to terrorize black people out of their wealth. You know what I mean? And so when you think about things like
bullied them out of
when you think about things like Rosewood and you know what I mean, Tulsa and all these things, those were things because the federal government left black people alone. They let the white people terrorize them and destroy their wealth. And then when it came to when we went to after the Great Depression, FDR came out with the New Deal, which created the wealth base for white middle class America, and the New Deal specifically left out black people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So black people, like when I go to Napa and I talk about these vineyards and all those people who own those vineyards were given those vineyards. Yeah. Their grandparents and parents were given those vineyards. You know what I mean? Yeah. From the government with land grants. That's crazy. They didn't give black people land grants in California, Oregon, all these things. So in order to have any type of equity, or you have to give black people access to the capital. Period. Like I don't want to hear about a program that doesn't involve giving black people money, because it's money that's been taken away from us. Exactly. You know what I mean? So all this other stuff.
Money that affords opportunity in this country. Unfortunately, that's what it boils down to.
Yeah. So if you're not giving us money, then I'm not hearing you. Yeah. Because I don't need another program. Yeah. I mean, because the people who are getting paid from the program are the same white people who are the grandchildren of the people that stole it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
We need assets.
We need assets. That's why I tell people, that's why I don't do none of the 2023 and me stuff. Like, how am I going to pay a white person to tell me where their parents stole me from?
Damn.
You know what I mean?
That's a word.
You know what I mean? So I told you I got bars. But
you do have bars.
But
drop them.
But that's what I'm saying. So when I see stories like that, and I don't see them because I'm not on social media anymore. Yeah. But when I hear stories like that, I hear that we have to keep our federal government accountable, and that means that we have to go. I mean, unfortunately, I'm a citizen in District of Columbia, so I don't have federal representation. Right. But the people who do have federal representation, they need to talk to their congressman, like find out what's happening in Colorado to this person, because that's where the feds need to go in to do stuff. Because locally, we can't trust local white people to hold white people accountable.
Hell no.
You just can't.
You really cannot.
You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
At all whatsoever.
They self-govern.
Yeah, no.
I'm just, when I hear stories like this, it makes me sad to even think about this couple's day to day.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like, I would just be so exhausted.
I'm exhausted for them.
Yeah, but let's turn that sadness to anger. Yeah. Because the anger is about action.
Yeah.
Sadness doesn't make action. Sadness makes you sit in the room.
Yeah. No, that's literally why I said sad, because I would. I'd be
yeah. It's too overwhelming. Sadness can be overwhelming.
Yeah.
Anger can be powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And we just have to learn how to channel it toward the right thing. Because I'm not angry about, some of the stuff that happens in the city with my people. I'm angry about the circumstances that have pushed them into this violence. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, I'm not. I mean, there's a lot to be angry at, and so we have to make actionable items on that anger.
That's real. It's it's the moments of like, Like, when is the war coming? Like, when is the war coming?
Oh God, I try not to think about it. Too much. I don't. Last thing I want to be a part of is manifesting.
You try to poison my dog and you killed my motherfucking livestock?
Yeah, there's no war. We can't win a war. We can't win a war.
We're not in a position to win a war.
We can't win a war.
No, we
first of all, black people are vastly outnumbered in this country. You know what I mean? And also, like,
dump the ones you gonna dump so we can fill you up.
Mine already dumped.
We already dumped. We just poured them. You poured them.
No. I didn't give a third one because I didn't know she was ready.
Oh yeah, mine.
I didn't know the glass was
ready for mine.
Now I know yours still has bourbon.
Or yours still has bourbon in it.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, we figuring it out. We got a lot more than we usually do.
We have 7 sips today instead of our usual 4 to 5.
Yeah, so I'm gonna end with a big.
Oh damn!
No. That's a good one to end off.
I'm in with a big bar out.
All right.
Big bar, but child, we're not gonna talk about that before the FBI tried to listen to that last conversation we was going to have. We can have that one off air because I really want to talk. Like, I just not a war exactly, right? But it's just like this. Just like what? I don't know.
No, you should be angry.
Black Panthers have the right idea.
It is angering.
Should be angry.
First of all, the fact that we occupy so little of the population of farmers, like, it's just. So
but
land
it's just the
land period. That's
again, they this is things that we are owed. These are debts.
Yeah.
These are debts. 1,000%. These are debts that America owes to us. And as Americans, we're Americans.
They're gonna offer shit to everybody but us.
No, because the thing is, only black and brown people have to suffer these type of indignities with a smile. Like I no longer. I was having a meeting with my trainer. Said something one day that he went to church and they were talking about love your enemies, and he really needed to hear that. I said, no, you didn't.
No, you don't.
I said they only tell that to black and brown oppressed people because you've never been.
I don't love any of my enemies.
You've never heard them say in a synagogue to Jewish people, love the Nazis.
Love the Nazis.
There's never no one. These are people because it's very hard to love your enemy and then still love yourself.
And see, this is something that I was also talking about too. Is that right? Everyone's like, how did Jewish people get their reparations? Blah, blah, blah. One thing is that once the world figures out that they are actually going to condemn themselves for crime against humanity against black people, we will never get anything.
Yeah, no, I mean the thing is,
they literally have to be put on trial.
Yeah, I mean but the thing is the issue with black people, especially black people in America, is that the whole world is culpable. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And the people with resources aren't going to. They don't want to hold themselves accountable. No, but what's crazy about it is that if I was the man, like Mr. White Man on top, like to say, I would be like, you know what? Guess what? I'm gonna give you the money.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna keep the system, because if I keep the system, I can bet. I'll put my bet that I get that money back out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be my bet. But I think that there's enough smart black people that we would take that bet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we could then have our own stores. We can have because the thing about it is that you just have to make space for us.
Yeah.
I'm not asking for. I'm saying give us what we're owed and make space for us.
Yeah.
And that's all we need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're not even talking about this reparations from slavery. I'm talking about reparations from Rosewood, reparations from Tulsa, reparations from the New Deal, reparations from the housing crisis, reparations from not being allowed to take advantage of the internet bubble because they didn't believe that we were smart enough to be a part of that. You know what I mean? Like, you think about some
reparations from the fact that a lot of the trends that are on the internet and all these social media webs are taken,
are paid, but we're us. Like, and so it is what it is.
Just everything.
But we just have to. Literally. That's why we have to be very insistent in every point of demanding our worth, and and not taking less. I'd rather be broke than take less.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I mean?
I feel you on that.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to eat somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And if you know what I mean?
just talking about that, I just like it's been something that I've been bringing back up in the industry in general when we're talking about opportunities trying to be given. And we're getting back to the conversation of like, well, if I give you a hotel and a trip, like that should be enough, and that is not enough.
No, I need that. I need compensation. I would love
you heard my in that conversation. I was like, no,
this is not enough.
Cash, pay me.
You still gonna want me to use my face? You still want me to use my time to create posts, create content, show up at this place on time, create this cocktail and batching? Like this shit cannot be enough anymore.
No, it's not. No,
it's
we're
not.
We need money. I need money. Like I don't.
This is what I do for a living.
Even
on top of it all,
I tell people, even for the own companies that I own and that I'm a part of, one of the reasons this social media break for me was important is because I was doing the things for my companies and for my brands and stuff that they pay other people to do.
Yep. Period.
And that's even for myself. And I know, and I know I'm influential in certain ways. So I want to make sure when I go back to social media, if I'm doing anything that's commercially rated, even if it's related to myself, that I pay myself for that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And so many of because it's the micro influencers that are actually making the dollars exchange. You know what I'm saying? It's not I got 20,000, 30,000 followers. That person doesn't make you go to the store. What makes you go to the store is a person you trust because they have 1,100, 1,200 followers. I mean, that's the one. Those are the people that make micro influencer.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That's
hold on job time. We don't need to work job time.
Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? But that's so we just have to learn to manage that. And also, like, people will trust me or people will trust you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's going to make people go to my store. That's what make people go pick up the brand. So that's cool, man. But again, when I hear that story about the people in Colorado, that makes me sad and makes me angry. You know what I mean? So let's call to action to go do something for them.
Like for me, it's like I want the opposite of what's the damn crazy ass movie where the whole day no cops or anything. Purge. The opposite. You know what I'm saying? Like just like you hear that, you're like, okay, so like what's the address? Where do we need to pull up? What's the town that we need to slaughter? Because what are we talking about? What are we really talking about? Really? And like what's also crazy, it's a farmland. So you do know how far they have to drive to get to my door to torment me?
Yeah, you know.
You ain't got nothing else to do.
A concerted effort.
Yeah, it's just that it's about but it's all about creating accountability for white people.
Period.
And white people have to hold each other accountable. What's the issue that we're having with January 6th, right? Like, I mean, I you know, in my walks, runs, and all that kind of stuff, I go by the Capitol, and I think to myself, ain't no way they would have let 10,000 brothers.
Not at all.
Bum rush the Capitol.
Oh, snipers on the roofs.
And guess what? And guess what? What's crazy about it though is that the cops pulling the triggers would have been black people shooting black people, and black people are also afraid to hold white people accountable, and that's why you have the issues like you have in Memphis because black people stretch to hold black people accountable.
Period.
You know what I mean? But when it comes to a white person accountable, they'll let you go up there like, yo, ain't no way. And I love, you know what I mean? I think police officers have a hard job. You know what I mean? I think policing is necessary. But unless you're exactly, but they're also victims of white supremacy too. 100%. You know what I mean? Because they could pull a trigger on a black person rushing the Capitol. They killed that black woman in her car a couple years ago when she was like driving up on the Capitol. They had no problem. Filling up.
She didn't make it out the car, right?
You know, filling up with holes. Filling with holes. You know what I mean? Like it's no problem.
Just let these people hop on the train.
I'm
glad I wasn't. If I worked
from out of state. If I was security and I was laying y'all out.
Hey man, listen, when they started going to the Capitol, I went to the cupboard.
If I was one of them,
that day I went to the cupboard. I went and got some popcorn. I started microwaving that joint. I was like, we about to see them. Oh yeah. I was like, it's about to be.
I would have been out one of them windows that they cracked open. I would be like,
I'm going off.
I was like, all they have to do.
Duty on that ass.
All I have to do is shoot one bullet through each window.
Each window.
Now who's next?
Yes, exactly.
Was that for Captain America? Fuck you. Who next?
Period.
But that's what
I'm sorry.
But that's, I mean, like, but also,
I'm
but I am also not a police officer. I've not been trained.
True.
I've not
very
been.
True.
I've not.
Very true.
I mean, I'm
my job is not to protect and serve.
Yeah, I'm
not
at all.
My job
This
is to
is
defend myself.
So this is is a personal being reactive. You know, and knowing, not knowing the precedent on it, but also understanding that the scrutiny we under for killing a white person.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I get those things, but that's all.
And I think at that time it would have just taken the scrutiny of killing at least 30 of y'all motherfuckers. I'm sorry, it just would have. I would have. And so many people were like black people really wanted to see, all of them laid out. And in my head, I'm like,
yes.
I'm sorry.
No, because you get to watch us get laid out on cops.
It's normal for you.
Every
day.
It's normalized for you.
So many people are so desensitized that it makes my stomach.
Like we used to watch that show, Cops. My dad was like, "Cut that shit off."
Yeah,
he wouldn't say shit, but he said, "Cut that off."
Yeah,
because they're just like even my children. I don't get to they don't get to watch like
hunting black people
like Law and Order. We don't watch any of that police propaganda because it all plays into how you. Diagnose and how you identify people as criminal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so because of and listen, I was a Law and Order fiend at one point.
I mean, I love SVU.
I had to stop watching it.
Yeah,
I had to.
But
I love SVU because it'd be all the white rich motherfuckers that already fucking bitches up and doing weird things.
Yeah. But in general, that's all police propaganda.
Yeah, I don't have cable anymore. So.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
But I really don't watch it anymore.
But I had a job at Turner Broadcasting one year. That was my client, and they I literally watched Law and Order for like 2.5 weeks straight.
Oh God!
And I was like, yo, I'm never watching that again. Because even when it comes to people's house, I'm like, oh, no, I can't even hear that.
Please turn it off.
Like, dun dun dun. I'm like, whoa, no, I don't want to hear that. Oh no, man, I can't even. Yeah, that's on. You know what I mean? Oh, it's the worst. It's so catchy though. Yeah, somebody need to sample that for a rap song.
Way too.
Yeah. All right. So what we drinking now?
Hurry up. We're actually doing great on time.
We're really not doing bad. Okay. So the fifth sip.
Yes, our Bayab is the rose water.
Is this the rose gin?
Yes.
What does Bayab mean?
It's a tree.
It's a tree.
It's a type of tree.
It's a not South Africa, but it's a tree of life. They call it.
Okay.
People use it to make shelter. People use it in grains, but it also grows this fruit, and they use the fruit as one of the botanicals in the gin, I believe.
Yeah, so they use the baobab fruit, which
Bayab,
so that's a play on the baobab, the Bayab. So right here we have the rose water gin.
Rose water, that's what it is.
I like how on the nose it's really really subtle, that rose. Like it's definitely there, but it's not smacking me in the nose.
I missed the timestamp. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up, child. I'm trying to keep up.
There's a lot going on in here.
A lot of moving parts. Oh, yum. Rose is settled on the palate too.
Oh, well.
So this is, I think, it's a beautiful gin.
I
very
can
different.
get the florality coming through.
It's really subtle.
But I can't smell more. Is it? It's not actually pink though.
No.
Yeah. No, not really.
No. The bottle's pink.
Oh, okay.
And it has a little hint, but not really.
Yeah.
And this is a This is a UK.
I think it's delicious.
What's the proof on her? 86. Okay.
43, right? 43%.
43%.
A 700 milliliter instead of a 750.
Well, so this is the UK bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the
They do 700 milliliters.
Yeah, everywhere except the US, they do 700 milliliters.
Why the US always
big ass
has to be
motherfuckers,
the
ain't we?
sore thumb out of
Yeah.
like be big.
Yeah, but no,
big everything.
Yeah. But it's funny because a year and a half ago, it became legal to have 700 mLs in the U.S. So a lot of brands who are smaller, international brands, are just going to 700 mLs for the world.
Wow.
And so there's different ways you can attack that. So if you had an opaque bottle, you could just do what they call a partial fill. So you just want to fill it to the top. You know what I mean? And but if you have a clear bottle, you can't do that because people would say that they're missing something. You know what I mean? So a lot of brands are doing that because that extra
That's some fireball stuff.
to have that.
Scare me on them.
Yeah, you know what I mean. That's what I mean. But and additionally, the whole world is on 700 mLs. It's just not U.S. And I'm
always the weirdo.
For what?
But unless you have but this is, I mean, who knows what kind of prohibition thing guy who owned the glass company said we're 750 or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I can't make, you know what I mean? But that's just the way it is. But we're going to have more 700 mLs coming from Europe, coming from all over the world. And then they're just going to charge the same price as 750 for 50 mLs less. You know what I mean?
I'm liking this. So American-based brands can use a 700 ml.
Now they can. Now. The 700 ml bottle is legal now.
Okay.
It was not legal 2 years ago. So which will actually open up the lane for a lot of the European and African brands that just don't have the resources to come with the 750 ml. Mm-hmm. So now if you're an entrepreneur and you went to Europe or you went to Africa or you went to Asia and you saw a brand that had 700 mls, you're already halfway there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think it's a good thing.
That's dope.
But again, people are like, oh, what happened to the 50 milliliters? I don't know, man.
Stop being so greedy.
Nah, because you lose 50 milliliters.
You don't even miss that 50 milliliters.
First of all,
being honest with yourself.
You lose 50 milliliters every time you pour a bottle of Patron. So you already know.
You counting
you already know.
Now
you know what I'm saying? And those stubby bottles, you losing ounce and a half.
Yeah.
Yep.
$5. Yeah. So you already only drinking 700 ml, sucker.
Exactly. Just want something to complain about.
Yeah, but we do.
Like,
I can't get
no, man. Law and Order. Special Spirits Unit.
Hold up, though. That sounds like a good little spoof. Special Spirits Unit.
What do you mean it was only 80 proof? It said it was 96 proof.
Listen.
I heard about the Fireball. First of all, you get what you deserve by drinking Fireball. Get what you deserve. Don't come here and complain about the Fireball. You complain about the Fireball?
They just complain because you're not getting them drunk.
Hey, listen. If you complain,
buying this get me drunk.
yeah. If you no. I'm sorry. You was getting cavities.
Basically,
Yeah, man.
cavities and gaining weight
Why would
because
they
all the
make that
sugar.
though? Like,
No.
what the for real though?
But no. But if you
why would you even make that? Like, what is it for?
Profits.
Like, why do you
No.
need it? Cinnamon water?
Man, listen.
No, it's like a cinnamon malt beverage.
That makes weird. That's weird.
No, first of all, if you're drinking Fireball, open the window, jump out. Do it quicker. Stop wasting our time. Stop wasting.
I'm gonna get your ass.
Yeah, but they know.
Gonna get you eventually.
Yeah, man. Listen, you want to see the devil? Jump out the window.
That's what
Yeah.
Chatter is the devil's juice, honey.
Yeah, man.
Is it devil's juice, honey?
The fact that somebody took a bottle of Fireball and then said, "I'm not drunk enough."
It was the mini bottles.
They literally.
I done had 40 of these and I don't feel nothing.
And then they said,
40 of them bitches.
Then I'm gonna take this to a lab. What? The fact that
test the alcohol content.
The fact that
when you didn't even have to do that, you should have just read the label.
First of all,
right. All you had to do was say that whiskey was missing.
They said it.
Though I've never paid attention.
So it was a Fireball. It was non-alcoholic Fireball.
So Fireball has.
It was like a cinnamon malt beverage that they were putting in minis that they could sell at convenience stores and gas stations. And so they just took whiskey off of it because technically it's not whiskey. It's just Fireball.
Oh, so Fireball didn't even lie to them.
No, they didn't lie.
They lied to themselves.
Whiskey off the front label and made the fine print. Really
First of all, you know what level?
People weren't reading.
of idiot drinks Fireball. And then the level.
And they thought they could go to.
No. But no.
When I was 20, when I turned 21, the amount of Fireball that was in my house that people kept bringing.
Yes. But but you
because it was you would drink apple cider and Fireball.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
that was the combo.
But you bought it from CVS. They bought it from CVS.
Like they're buying it like at the 7-Eleven and shit. Like damn well, all they sell is like MD fucking 40s.
Stop it.
Oh my god.
Stop it.
Four Locos and
Stop
shit.
it.
Like
Stop it. Go get you some Red Hots and some whiskey.
Some whiskey.
Like an adult.
Like an adult.
Stop wasting our time.
If you want to get homemade Fireball, the Mirror on 12th Street has good homemade Fireball. Or barmaid, housemade, I guess.
In-house.
If you want homemade Fireball, just listen to that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's the brand recognition.
Don't do that.
Cinnamon sticks. If you want cinnamon whiskey, you can do it yourself.
Basically, okay, cinnamon sticks and some whiskey is enough for me. But I don't really like a bunch of cinnamon fucking whiskey, so I'm good off the whole thing.
If you need cinnamon in your whiskey,
there's some weird going.
You don't like whiskey.
Do you know how many people? I get a lot of people that come and ask me about flavored whiskeys at the bar.
I know they do.
They do. I don't have any.
Like, and you should come back to the vodka world.
And you should say, hey, listen.
You ain't got that with that brown sugar.
I'm at work so I can't slap you.
So I can't. Shout out to Frank who's doing like acting cameos for brown sugar bourbon.
But if you want to, but if you want to get slapped, you can ask me that after work.
I'll tell you, I get that question a lot.
I feel bad because I created peanut rum cream, so it's like it's a thing. So I get it. I get it.
You know, when you think about it, like it's just like, damn, like there's so much of a middle of America that I do not fucking think about. I don't be thinking about them motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, but, no.
Okay, so let's go into a few more. Well, let's taste this really quick.
Let's do our 6 sip and then we'll go.
Then we go to the last one.
Equiano rum.
Yeah.
So
Equiano. I love Equiano rum, but let's tell the people.
Okay, so Equiano rum is the world's first African and Caribbean rum. It starts off in Mauritius with rum that's aged 10 years in former cognac barrels. We then take that liquid, transport to Barbados, and blend it with the rum that's aged 8 years in bourbon barrels.
Wow.
And so the distilleries are Gray's Distillery in Mauritius and Foursquare Distillery in Barbados. Foursquare is the top.
Foursquare
they
do a lot of contract distilling.
Yeah, they're probably the best independent rum distiller. They may be the best rum distiller in the world. You ask Richard Steele, the owner of it, he'll definitely say he's the best.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are a lot of people that can't. That wouldn't argue with him. Their rums in the secondary market go for 3 or 4 times. It's like the Pappy Van Winkle's of rum. So this, you get the bright, ripe fruit flavor up front, similar to a cognac. This really tight sweetness up front.
Yes.
And then it kind of dissolves into this kind of vanilla, bacon spices thing, and then finishes nice and dry. I love it because of the versatility.
It does finish very dry in a good way.
I've lost my nose, y'all. I'm sorry.
Well, you already know you like Equiano, so it's okay.
Yeah, so it's great. But a little story about this one real quick is that Ian Burrell, who was a good friend of mine, he was the creator of this, and he called me in November 2020 asking me to help him launch his brand in the U.S. And at the time,
that water pitcher, please.
At the time, my dad was in hospice. So I told Ian that I couldn't really do the brand right now, but I like the idea. The story of Equiano is one that my own father had told me. Equiano is an African who was kidnapped from Benin at 11 years old, sold in Barbados. But by the time he was 21, he was a master sailor and a merchant, and he bought his freedom through selling rum, and then became an abolitionist.
Wow.
His book, The Ancient Narrative of Oda Equiano, became the catalyst for the Anti-Slave Tract of 1807. He's the reason why Frederick Douglass named his book The Ancient Narrative of Frederick Douglass as a homage to him. He's part of the source material for Alex Haley's Roots. He's the father of the modern abolition movement. So I was already, because my dad had already imparted that kind of stuff on me. Right. So I really wanted to do it, but at the time my dad was sick, and I was like, hey, listen, I want to do it. Yeah. And it sounds good, and I'm really happy about this name. And but I have to concentrate on my dad. And so about 2 weeks later, my dad passed away, And then in January, probably like 6 weeks after my dad passed away, I called Ian and was like, yo, what's up, bro? I don't know if y'all still need help, but I'm in a place where I can do that. He said, man, we just been waiting for you. You know what I'm saying? And so I was super excited about it and helping them launch the brand. The brand is delicious. The juice is delicious.
Yes.
The story of Equiano is about perseverance and entrepreneurship, and that's what my whole life has been about. That's the life of many Black entrepreneurs, and also freedom, having autonomy.
Yes,
and so that's what it's about.
Absolutely.
So that's what I feel like it's like freedom in the glass.
Freedom in the glass,
And it's actually it's literally the last business thing I talked to my dad about. So I'm always really enjoy Equiano that way.
Yes, well, cheers to your pop.
So we're not tasting the Equiano Light because I think we did Equiano Light on here before.
We did it in a line with some other rums.
Right?
Yeah. Equiano Light is great
so
too.
Good.
And man, and you guys, Equiano Light does all of it kills, man. They do a good job. And 5% of the profits of the company go to Anti-Slavery International.
Yes.
So we're not only just spreading the history of Oda Equiano, but also pushing his mission of freedom for everybody.
Yes.
A lot of brands have story. This brand has a history. You know what I'm saying? And that's something I think that makes this brand very different. You know what I mean? And that's why I highly enjoy selling it. I love representing it. And Ian's been a good friend of mine for almost 20 years now. So I was very excited to work with him on this. And I think the juice is wonderful.
It's amazing.
It's delicious.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And like I barely keep it in the house. You know what I mean? So when people do come over, I'm like, yo, let's put that in. Put a nice
everything.
Yeah, you can put a big cube in that and some grapefruit.
I saw you bring a light. You trying to give me that bottle.
Of what? Of
the light.
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Can I get the
Because I'm almost running out of line. I'm like really like trying to sip on my leg. Cause you know that's too low for me.
No. We got you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Grammys. We're gonna go into our little West T. Y'all. The Grammys happened.
Oh yeah.
The Grammys happened. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I did kind of keep an eye on
watch award
the
shows.
socials.
Okay.
Things.
I just see the winners. I look at the winners.
I look at winners and performances.
So my favorite jazz singer that we've talked about many times on here, Samara Joy, won a Grammy, and it was so beautiful, and I'm so happy for her.
What Grammy she win?
Best jazz artist,
okay.
I believe. We gotta go back to her
everything.
thing. Like her voice is so amazing.
Samara Joy.
Samara Joy.
That's good.
Yeah, she has a beautiful.
I'll check her out.
Like she's like, I'm play something for you before you go, like really quick. Let me try to find the thing. No, best new. Oh, she won 2 Grammys. Best new artist.
Okay.
Nice.
And best jazz vocal album.
Got it.
Girl,
that's amazing.
Those are huge wins.
That's very much so.
Samara.
That is amazing.
I don't know you, girl, but I feel close to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever listened to a jazz vocal album.
Like, no, it's really great.
I have not either.
I
just thought about that. No,
Is that like
I'm in awful too.
Okay.
Yeah, y'all, we be singing her all the time.
okay?
She's great.
So jazz vocal versus R&B vocal. What's the so help me.
So Samara sounds very
her voice is literally like a jazz instrument.
Etta James, almost like just this very
from a musical standpoint. If they didn't tell you it was
jazz versus okay, so just like the drummer is using those like more feathered drumsticks, not drumsticks, but like kind of feathered very.
Yeah.
Then you're using actual real like bass.
Okay.
Instead of like any like guitars or like synths or anything, you're getting your sax.
Love Jones.
Yeah, because I think about black people, and I always think of black music as being soul music, right?
Yes.
So sometimes when we like parse out jazz, R&B, traditional R&B, progressive R&B, to me it's all like soul music.
Soul. Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all soul for sure.
But that's why I like a hard time.
R&B is also the chord progressions that happen. So you have the like I don't even know how to explain, but like it changes awkwardly, but makes sense.
Okay.
Science.
Yeah, because what surprised me about the whole Grammys thing is that like Beyonce's album Renaissance was not nominated in the best R&B album, but in best dance album.
Best dance
album.
It
was
but,
the best album.
Yeah, she won best dance album.
Yeah, because that makes sense.
But she won best R&B song.
When she's put that up, I was like, was Cuff an R&B song?
Yeah, but she said Plastic on the Sofa.
But she's R&B.
And so that's
Plastic
why
on the Sofa is amazing.
Yeah, and Plastic on the Sofa and Cuff It are two songs that win, but they won in the R&B category. But her album wasn't nominated in R&B, but it was nominated in dance.
That's
you see my confusion?
I'm confused too.
Yeah, but I think it's also.
I don't think the album was an R&B album. Yeah. Personally, I think the album was very pop dance.
But Cuff It is an R&B song
with R&B songs. I think Plastic on the Sofa is more R&B than Cuff It is.
Yeah.
I guess Cuff It is. I feel Cuff It is a pop song. Sorry.
Yeah, but that's what.
It's in our group chat. The girls.
Oh. Okay, well.
Dion blessed us with the
yeah.
So is that what that was? Yes. Oh, child,
but I also think the artist submits in categories, right? So you submit whatever category you wanna be in. So maybe
at this point, I don't really know what constitutes R&B anymore.
Yeah,
what really is it?
Yeah, because to me,
after we get past what Usher.
Yeah, but because sometimes to me, when I hear Justin Bieber songs, I see that's an R&B song.
Justin Bieber sings R&B.
Yeah, but he
sold off his catalog
and pop,
starting from scratch now as an R&B artist.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think his label was pushing his stuff as pop. You know what I'm saying? I think you must have to ask my musician friends. I think you submit under
a certain
certain categories.
That makes sense.
So which would be why is my record label submitting me for?
And supposedly people were mad that Beyonce didn't win best album of the year.
No, that's the album. That's the.
That was not an album of the year.
No, but that's the award she wants because that's the only award she hasn't won.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, girl.
You know what I mean?
Stop trying to give people what they want, and that's what you need to do.
No, because she
did that. Maybe
she wants that award. Like when Taylor Swift beat Lemonade, Taylor Swift got up there and said, "I shouldn't have beat this album." And even Kanye and his craziness was you know what I'm saying?
No way in hell,
Lemonade has what on it again?
Huh?
Sponsor on Lemonade again.
Lemonade is a hot sauce in my face.
All that whole
I want it.
Everything. Formation.
Yeah. Girls. Is girls on there?
Yeah. I think Freedom's on there.
Freedom. No, that's the Spirit.
Spirit.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that but she's been nominated for best album of the year 6 times and hasn't won it. You know what I mean?
That's obscene.
Yeah,
it's obscene.
Yeah, she's definitely she's for all the
self-titled Lemonade, Renaissance,
all of that.
Self-titled should have won.
Self-titled should have won.
Yeah.
My favorite Beyonce album still.
Yeah,
I think everyone's.
Yeah, because I'm
self-titled
can't top it.
I'm sort of in the Beehive. I'm like the Brown Hornet. I'm the Brown Hornet. You know what I'm saying?
He's the fucking Brown
I am not in a Beehive.
That's great.
But
I will never see Beyonce in
I'm
concert.
married to a Beehiver.
And that's what got me. That's what got me. I saw her in concert and I was like, now I get it. Now I get it. Once I saw
her concert is next level.
Now I get it.
But I'm never going to experience that because if I have to pay half my rent to see you, then.
So that's when you go ask.
My wife is happily going to pay our mortgage to see Beyonce.
You ask the bat. You ask the bat to take you.
Beehiver.
Ask the bat to take you.
That's right.
Then you go. There you go.
Ask the fucking bat. Look at that. Sponsor tickets, bro. We need to sponsor.
Look at that. Actually, though, we
need to collaborate with Chuck City's Best. We need to send some bartenders to the B concert.
Low key.
And I will happily go with them as the Chuck City's Best representative / chaperone.
No.
Chaperone.
I saw Jay-Z and Beyonce perform at New Orleans after Tales one year, and that's when I became the Brown Hornet. I was like,
yeah, they're performing at Essence this year, so I might be in New Orleans seeing that show at Essence too.
Beyonce's at Essence.
I'm not a big concert girl anyway.
Okay. Either.
Okay.
I like more intimate.
I need better accommodations.
I like artists
Concerts
that
don't
are well
give it.
known. I like this like.
You don't like the big crowd production type
I
stuff.
need to be in like a VIP section or something like something.
If I'm going to do a big crowd thing,
to see the stage,
it needs to be in a section. Like I need someone else has to pay for it. Like because I'm not.
I got you.
It's just what it is. Like every time I look at a price,
how do you think I got to $250,000 in dates?
Every time I look at a price of a ticket,
that was two Jay-Z concerts, Beyonce concert,
and dinner.
I'd rather eat and drink my way up to that ticket price than do a concert. I
love big mega concerts. Like my first concert ever was Michael Jackson and the Jacksons, the Victory Tour. So it's 1984. So yeah. So and then I saw Michael Jackson bad at the Capitol Center. Right, so I like the mega concert experience. Yeah. You know
I've never really. I also have to say that I've like never really had one. I think my biggest mega concert was Lord, Wu-Tang Clan. Yeah. But that was like my biggest one.
I like it. I like when they have like just the lights, the pyrotechnics, the everything. Like just go completely over the top. Now the pricing has gotten beyond control. I'm
not paying it.
And also, I was having this discussion yesterday of $500 a friend is that
no.
So the problem is now is that because of Live Nation, Ticketmaster, StubHub, and eBay, all in cahoots, is that the prices are going because you got to buy them secondary, and now you're paying double. And I don't mind if the price is double if the artist was getting that money.
Right. And they're not.
And so, but what you're doing is creating a secondary market where you're selling half the tickets to secondary sellers so they can upcharge the tickets and the artist isn't even seeing that money.
So why aren't the artists...
No, that's what the artists are trying to fight back now.
Yeah. Well, why don't they just sell tickets on their websites? Like
because the venues are still locked in with Live Nation and Ticketmaster.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So the issue is this because I think that artists should sell tickets direct.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think
pay the venue. Yeah. Whatever you got to pay the
venue. But the way the venues are set up, they're not set up that the tickets have to go through Ticketmaster, which it doesn't make any sense to me.
It doesn't make sense because the venue is its own thing.
No, yes.
Ticketmaster is its own. Ticketmaster should be a motherfucking Groupon at this point. It shouldn't be.
But Ticketmaster manages the ticket offices for them. That's what I think. So because I would like for artists to say, "Hey, I'm renting out Capital One Arena for me." I'm gonna pay for the security.
Yep.
I'm gonna pay for everything. I don't care who has a suite in there. Period. I'm selling everything myself because all the money should be coming to the artist. You know, I care about the fans. I don't want to get fans extorted, but I don't want the fans to be extorted to pay middle people. It's the same reason I don't buy sneakers secondhand anymore.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying Nike the money. But I'm not just gonna pay some nerd
to charge
me double because he got some bot.
He can use bots.
Yeah. I'm not paying him because he's not
people using bots.
Because he's not
because he's
not part of the culture. You know what I'm saying? I'm not paying people. Yeah. I'll pay the artist.
Wait, what do you mean about the bots? What?
I mean, like they have algorithms that can go and jump in lines.
And can buy, and they can use this multiple times, so they can buy multiple like pairs of shoes, or in our case, multiple bottles of Blue Run. Like people are using bots to be able to cut the line, buy multiple units of this product, and resell it.
Yeah, see that. So
it's a business.
It's a business,
and it's legal.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. I don't want to pay.
There are fucking 15-year-old fucking Asian kids creating algorithms and selling them as a business, so that people can use the bots to go buy other shit and do their own business.
So I don't want to pay. Yeah. Like I said, I'm not paying people who aren't paying the artist.
Yeah.
Aren't paying the maker. I don't mind paying Nike their money.
Yeah.
I don't mind paying whatever. But I'm not gonna pay. I'm not going to pay some nerd. Sorry if I say nerd, but some nerd who's not an artist, who's not a manufacturer.
It's a nerd.
Who just sat behind a computer. That's why I have a hard time even with Spotify and stuff like that. Because I like music, I like listening to music, but I think that artists should get paid more for their music. You know
that's
what I mean?
one of my evil deeds. I love Spotify, and it's the worst.
It's the worst. I mean, like, and my son's
got
artist.
rid of my Apple Music and just stayed with Tidal, child.
Yeah, and Tidal does a better job, but but I don't really like the interface on Tidal as much as I like Spotify.
I don't like the interface on Tidal as much as I like on Apple Music. It's really bugging.
Yeah, and also your
cost conscious.
Yeah, and also your friends are like my friends playlists are on Spotify.
Right.
So now I'm got connected to the community.
I only use Spotify because our podcast runs through it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I don't use Spotify.
Yeah, so it's hard. So, but I don't enjoy paying that much extra to the nerds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you write an algorithm and you getting paid I got to pay $100 more shoes. You don't even rock shoes.
Right.
I got paid shoes that you can't even wear. You don't even wear the same size as me, dog. Like, why am I paying you? Like, if you wear the same size and I'm buying them off your feet, no problem, bro.
Size 6, selling a size 9 tennis shoes.
No. I don't pay nerds.
I like that. That needs to be on a T-shirt.
I pay nerds for the nerds thing.
T-shirts. I can't wait for mine.
Yes, I'm making Capri a T-shirt that says Miss Netflix Pussy.
Yeah.
Wait, okay.
Miss Netflix Pussy.
Per.
Okay, I got it. I don't even know what that means.
She's on Netflix. So
you got the Netflix pussy. I got it.
Yes.
Oh man, got it. That sounds like what's the name? That sounds. What's the girl's name? Ali Wong. You watch Ali Wong?
Yes.
Yeah, Ali Wong. Asian. She's like,
The first when I saw it was when she was pregnant.
Yeah, the one she just did got her divorced. It was so.
Oh damn!
It's that wild. She's wild on it.
I love it. I need to go watch it.
No.
I gotta go see it.
Yeah. So the last but not least is the Amaro Arroyo. This is
7th sip, guys.
This is my a passion project for me and my friend and business partner John Arroyo. This is
shout out to Copper Fox.
Shout out Copper Fox. Copper Fox is one of my business partners as far as making whiskey. And so what this is an Amaro that we make using Virginia grain whiskey from Copper Fox. Use 25 different botanicals. Age it in Virginia wine barrels, and then sweeten it with local Virginia honey. This started out as a kind of a sort of project for the distillery last summer. It did very well, and then we put it in. We actually presented it in front of the Virginia ABC. They loved it, and they decided to put it in 82 stores. And we're like, "Oh shit, that means we got to actually make a lot of it." And so it's available in Virginia ABC stores, and only 2 stores in DC were selling it. Which are
one of them being housebar.
One's being housebar, other being Chat Stickers. So the 2 black-owned stores in DC have this brand.
I love that.
This could be nice on sale.
So my nose, I'm gonna definitely taste this better
honey
when
is
I'm
definitely
done. But like already, the mouthfeel, what it feels like after I've sipped it, feels so nice.
Yeah,
mouth warming. It has that nice, not numbing, but that that situation that you have after some spices that will touch your tongue, which is great.
And it's not too much spice. It's not too much sweet. Like it's very nicely balanced.
Yeah, it's nice and bit. I love this after a big meal. You know, man, to digestive, get your juices flowing. Just enough bitter. Get that. You hear everybody.
Listen, that's what we do. That's what we do. You know, it's so bad if we click at a time, honey.
Yeah, that's that mouth watering. You know what I'm saying? Effect. And when the mouth waters, the stomach also starts to digest. So it's a beautiful thing. I mean, this is a cool project that we worked on, and I like it because it's 100% owned by me, John, and Copper Fox. There's no investors in it. It's a passion and labor of love, and I think it's super dope. It's one of the things I'm most proud of lately. And it's easy to drink, so
yes.
Ooh, yes.
Well,
need me a bottle of this.
We're gonna cheers to that.
Yes.
Thank you, Clyde, so much. We had a great time. Yes.
It was a good time. It's a good time.
Charcuterie in a drink form.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
But you already know what it is, y'all. Make sure you subscribe, comment, engage with us.
Like, share, turn on your notifications.
Please and thank you.
We love you guys.
Yeah, and we'll see you next time. Clink, clink, clink,
Peace. All right, peace. Hey, one thing. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's a good time, and now
yes, Clyde, you're a great guest.
I got an Uber home.
Perfect for our 49/50th episode.
Yeah.
45th.
Yeah, yes. For 950.
49/50.
Yeah.
Yes.